Good morning. It's been a bit of a rush. Do you know what?
We had all the time in the world.
We were set up ages ago.
We had loads of time.
And then we got distracted.
Yeah.
But good morning. Welcome to YouGarden TV. We've got 2 hours of wonderful plants.
Yes, and Stu has said we're going to go quick because we're going to do 3 table changes today, which means that you get to see even more plants.
And we've got so many new plants, so many great deals for you as well. Now, we are
ready for all your comments and emails.
Yes, as I say, we are about to have the iPad delivered. That was on cue, Stu. So yes, if you would like to be part of our live stream, all you need to do, you can email us ygtv@yougarden.com. You can chat on Facebook and YouTube as well.
Woodfield's in apparently, so good morning.
And Alwyn. Good morning, Alwyn.
Hello to you all. I'm just logging in.
Yeah. Do you know,
hello.
I'm going to apologise. I feel I've not been here for ages. I really do. So anyway, a few things you do need to know. Free delivery on everything, which is amazing.
Yes.
Everything on the show, we should say, which is amazing. Even the really big stuff like the Compost here or the Wisteria, free delivery. But you need to use a code, which is YGTV1925. If you can't see it on the screen, Bex is very kindly pointing towards it now. Even I can see that, Bex,
Absolutely.
with my eyes.
I wear my glasses now. I've given up.
I can see that.
I don't care. I've just given up. I've surrendered to it. I'm old. I need glasses. Who
You
cares?
look great with the glasses.
Thank you.
You
I
really
like
do. But I can see. It's just close up I can't see. That's what Bex is doing the iPad. So that's the offer code. That unlocks not just the free postage, but all of the special promotions that we have got in the show. If you've got any questions, if you need any advice, and Bex and I are here to help as well.
Absolutely.
Any favourites of yours, Bex?
Oh, there's loads actually. So Geranium Rosanna's on the show. Actually, I'm so sorry. Somebody asked, was it Alistair? I feel like it was Alistair you asked about Geranium Rosanna. It's on this week. I hope you didn't go and buy it from the website. It is on this week. So yes, we can make it happen. I'm so sorry if you went to the website, but it's here now.
And what I'm pleased about, it's the triple pack as well. So
and it's flowering.
Yeah, they're amazing. So that's coming up. But let's give you the details because I know so many of you have been asking about Geranium Rosanna.
Yeah.
I've bought more this year because it was just so reliable last year.
It's one of my faves, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm a top 20 list of plants for your garden, 100% Geranium Rosanna. Actually, it's probably right up there in the top 10 list, to be perfectly honest. Look at it, it's beautiful.
I think it's my favourite plant.
Yeah, it flowers for such a long time. It's so easy. I mean, you can just plant it, leave it, love it. You don't actually have to do anything. Deadheading does help, but it really isn't necessary.
I remember it does well in sun, shade. I mean, not full shade, but I've got mine in fairly shady areas. Does great. And Stu, who's with us in our ears, has just reminded us it was plant of the centenary at Chelsea in 2013. So that means that we were the best plants in 100 years. So that says an awful lot. So if you want to go for them, we have really struggled to get stock back, but it is back today. Pack of 3, and we do bigger ones. We do 2 litres, but actually I think it's really sensible to buy the 9 centimetres because it grows so quickly and so easily. It's a great one. Right, something a bit exotic and weird to start off the show though, which is our Campsis now. You get all 3 of these for under £45. I've never grown these actually.
No, me neither, but these are actually really easy to grow. And look, you're getting all 3 of these that you can see here. So you've got the 3 beautiful colours, the yellow, the orange, the red. It's called a vine, but it doesn't quite climb like a vine.
No, it needs a bit of help, doesn't it?
It just needs something to sort of lean against more than anything. You can tie it in place, but it flowers for ages as well. So you get all this luscious, it almost looks like no, I was thinking it looks like tomato leaves actually a little bit. But you get all this lovely foliage that appears on there, and then from around July time these start flowering and they keep going right the way through to October. So you get a lovely long flowering season from these. It is nice and compact as well, and this is to do with the breeding. This one, because it's the trumpet collection, it doesn't get as big as other Campsis.
So it's only a few metres, this one, isn't it?
Yeah, a couple of metres maximum on here. It's just, it wants a sunny spot in your garden.
And it is harder than I'd imagine, actually.
Actually harder, yes, definitely.
So it is, I think anyone that wants a climate that's a little bit more exotic, a little bit more compact, you get all 3 of those, and as Bex said, you just want a really nice sunny position. It will lose its leaves in the winter time, so don't panic, it will lose its leaves, it is deciduous, but it will come back every single year. Now we're going to stay exotique, and we are going to move on now to our pink oleanders that have arrived from Sicily, as it happens.
Yeah, and this one's a twin pack, so you're going to get 2 of these in the 15 centimetre pots. I know a lot of you have already got your oleanders. If you haven't got them already and you want something that's going to flower for ages, then yes, oleanders are definitely the one. These have been blooming since they arrived at the nursery for about 4 or 5 weeks. We've started to have oleanders here, and they just keep going all the way through summer, right the way through to September, October. They're just easy. All you've got to do is a little bit of deadheading to keep those flowers coming, and of course you've got that evergreen foliage.
And we say they're hardest about -5, so you know, really, really quite hardy in the UK. Don't ever eat any part of the oleander. We always say that. So if you've got young children, pets, they will need to be supervised. But they're a plant that thrives on neglect. You know, you could go on your holidays and not water these for a few weeks and they will be absolutely fine. When you actually see these grow in the Mediterranean, you know, quite often they won't get any rain for months, actually. So when they establish, they're really drought tolerant. But the flowers are spectacular, aren't they?
They are, they're beautiful. And I love the fact that you're getting a pair here, because this is something that you could put either side of something. Seating areas, back doors, front doors, that sort of thing. I love the fact that you can actually container grow these, or plant them in the ground in milder areas in the country. Container growing means you can move them easily to give them any winter protection that they might need. But just either side of, you know, your seating area, make that holiday feel in your garden. You will definitely get it with this, particularly if you've been on holiday to those lovely warm countries and you see them growing freely. That's going to really remind you of those holidays.
And they're bred by it's a family business in Sicily, and we regard them as the best oleander breeders in the world. And you'll notice these are multi-stemmed. You've got 6, 7 stems. Every one of these is covered in buds and flowers, and they continue to flower all summer long. So we are talking potentially 6 months of incredible flowers. And as Bex was said, evergreen as well. So you've got that foliage all through the winter. But what they really need is a really fantastic sunny spot. Don't put them in shade. Don't put them in an area where the soil gets damp and cold and wet. They want well drained, and they want as much sun as possible. And that way you'll have them for many, many years. Also, by the way, in their native countries, they will get several metres high, but generally speaking, in the UK, they'll probably get to about 1.5 metres maximum. 680 is the one. We do say hardy to -5, but I have seen oleanders, once established, survive far worse winters than that.
Absolutely, and just over £10 a piece in the club. How cool is that?
That's really good, isn't it?
Such a good price.
Yeah, I forgot about the club price. You're right.
Yeah.
Yes. £10.61.5.
There you go. Do you remember the halfpenny?
Of course I do.
Of course you do. I remember the halfpenny.
Of course I remember the halfpenny. Yes.
There's a lot of people that don't, isn't there, though?
I know, but we do. Do you remember?
I think I'm the last generation that remembers the halfpennies.
Do you remember the halfpennies?
Yeah.
You might remember old money. Yes. Right, now this is what we've called this our favourites table, and a lot of you regulars will know why, because we are predicting. Do you remember Mystic Meg?
I know.
Yes.
I do remember Mystic Meg.
We're predicting what the favourites are going to be this week. And we are going to start off with these absolutely fantastic... Oh, yes, she just did the lottery, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yes. I remember.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, thank you, David. It's nice to be together. I mean, I'm sorry, like, we just, you know, I've been at QVC quite a bit. You've been doing a lot of TikTok. But, yeah, it's always great to be back together. It's like, it never... always just feels right, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
We've been doing it for... you were saying it's nearly 2 years, isn't it? We're going to come up to the 2 years. So thank you, David. You said it's nice for us to be back together.
Yeah, thank you, David. It's lovely to be back as well.
Oh, and Claire's saying that the oleanders look pretty. They absolutely do. Claire, if you've not had them before, I mean, the regulars will tell you that is an amazing price for both of those. 21.23 if you're a club member.
And oleanders are really hard to get hold of in the UK. A lot of nurseries just don't stock them.
Yeah.
It's only because of our relationship with our friends in Sicily that you can get those amazing prices. So we're going to start off with an incredible lily called Skyscraper Lily, Pretty Woman. And I mean, that is a beautiful lily, isn't it?
I love that.
I mean,
I'm turning on to white in the garden, definitely. Like, I like a mishmash of colour. I'm like, just give me the rainbow. I want all the colours. But actually dotting in those white-coloured plants is just brilliant because it makes everything stand out.
It does.
It makes the white stand out, it makes whatever it's against stand out even more, and it's classic, it's beautiful, it's elegant.
And I always think white brings everything together. So even if you have got lots of, colours, white brings it all together. But this is a particularly large lily. I mean, I'm 5'10", but we're talking way in excess of me.
Yeah, I mean, they can get over 6 feet in height. And once they get established, you can get 20 plus flowers per stem on this. You're going to get 5 bulbs in here. Now, I know some people are going, oh, hang on a minute, it's a bit late to be planting these bulbs, but it truly isn't. Shaun, when did you plant your lily bulbs last year?
Confession time. I was given some lilies to trial from YouGarden last year.
Yeah.
And I actually forgot about a couple of bags of them. And I was like, oh my word, I've forgotten to plant those. And it was May.
Yeah.
But do you know what? They came up beautifully. And mine was sprouting like these are. So mine were sprouting. It didn't matter.
It doesn't
Planted
matter.
them and they still flowered beautifully. They were just slightly later.
I've done the same thing, actually, for a couple of years running. Planted lily bulbs quite late on in the season. May, I even did some in June. They still flowered. They still came up. They're quite vigorous growers. You don't need to worry about it at all. You'll still get amazing results. First year, maybe 4 feet out of these, and that would be normal, no matter what time you're planting them. But then they are perennial, they'll come back next year, and that's when you could be getting over 6 feet in height.
Absolutely amazing. So pretty, so beautiful, so reliable. Fully winter hardy as well. Leave them in the ground, they'll come back for many, many years to come. And they do spread, so you will get more and more of those lovely stems and more flowers. So don't forget to place your orders at yougarden.com, or you can give us a call on 0844 502 0050. But make sure you use the off code, which is YGTV 1925. Right, do you love sunflowers?
Yes.
Do you get disappointed when you only get one flower on a sunflower? Well, we've got the Sunbelievable now. Now, if you're looking for a sunflower that produces hundreds of flowers, in trials this produced, what was it, Bex? It was up to
1,000 or something or other in a summer season.
Yeah. I mean, that does sound a
crazy.
lot, but in trials, some of the plants did produce up to 1,000 flowers in one single season. And this one, you've got these lovely, obviously they're smaller than some of the other sunflowers out there, but you get potentially hundreds and hundreds of flowers. And the reason being, this one doesn't produce seeds.
No, it doesn't,
sterile.
absolutely, yeah. It's a fantastic, I think, was it Alistair that sent us those amazing pictures last year? Was it Andrew?
It was Andrew, yes.
Andrew, yes, of course, sent us those amazing pictures. And it was, I remember the picture was taken quite late on in the season. It was like end of September or October or something or other. And he still had loads and loads of flowers on these. My mum actually grew this a couple of years ago and she loved it. Had one either side of the front door and it looked amazing all summer long. Just constant flowers coming up all the time. There, Stu, well done.
So,
you found it.
So, unlike traditional sunflowers that produce seeds, a lot of sunflowers that produce one flower and then that is it. This one doesn't. It's sterile.
That was October.
I mean, amazing.
Guys, that picture was taken in October.
So actually, Bex, when we say up to 1,000 flowers, I know it sounds ridiculous. We were almost like giggling about it. But it's true. In the trials, some of the plants did produce 1,000 flowers over the season, so it is possible. And actually, looking at that picture there, there'd be hundreds on that one plant, wouldn't there?
Absolutely, so you can see where those numbers come from, can't you?
So it just keeps flowering and flowering and flowering. Won't produce seeds, but it will produce, puts all of its energy into producing hundreds and hundreds of beautiful flowers. What a joy that one is. And it is our deal of the week, which is only $14.99. If you are one of our many, many club members, £12.74. Well
worth it.
It really is.
Absolutely.
Do you know what? I'm tempted.
Look, how many are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 11 buds and flowers on there.
Yeah, actually, the one down there as well.
12, there you go. Yeah. 12 maybe.
Yeah.
On that one plant.
And it's
right
only
now.
May. It's the beginning of its season. So if you just want colour all summer long, then the Sunbelievable Brown-Eyed Girl is our deal of the week, and it is only $12.74 for club members. If you're not a club member, by the way, you can join right now. It's £10 for the year on auto renewal, and you will save 15% on everything. When I say everything, that's all your plants, that's all of your pots, your compost. So do join the club if you're not a club member already. Right, I always feel we need a drum roll.
Hang on. Ta-da! Geranium Roseanne. Anne says she can't find it on the show page. Stu, can you have a look on the show page and see if Roseanne's on there, please? because she says it was her who asked about the Roseanne. Sorry, I forgot, Anne. And then feeling deflated. I can't find them on the show page.
Well, I feel...
we'll fix that, don't you worry.
Yeah, and I feel deflated for you.
I do as well.
Because I want to buy these too today.
They haven't changed the show page over. Apologies, everybody. It's last week's show page on there. If you're clicking onto the website and clicking on the Live Now button and you're scrolling down to see the show list, don't bother. It's last week's show list. Stu's going to message them now and get that switched over. So just give us a few minutes and we will let you know as soon as that is fixed. However, you can still find it by going onto the website and typing in that item number there. In the search bar, type in 480120 and they will come up. Then enter your code and you'll get that amazing price.
And what I'm going to say to everybody, I wouldn't wait, and we are fixing things right now. I know it says $24.97, not for all of you lovely YouGarden viewers right now, YGTV viewers. You will get that incredible price for these, don't forget. And so just type in our code, there you go, YGTV 1925, apply the code, boom, it goes down to $19.97. And if you're a club member, it would only be $16.97 with no postage whatsoever. So honestly, you know, Bex and I, we agree on a lot of things, but not everything. But we're probably quite different gardeners, I'd say.
Definitely.
But you know, this is a plant that we both absolutely love.
Yeah.
I would say it's our joint favourite, wouldn't you?
Yeah, right up there, along with Verbena bonariensis and my Bowles mauve. We're on a bit of a purple and blue theme there, but definitely it's right up there with those ones.
And you love your Miner's Merlot, actually, don't
I
you?
do love my Miner's Merlot.
Yeah. And I'll let you know, our head gardener is about today, our lovely Peter. And
he's popping in a bit,
he is popping in. I think so. But I know, I've seen pictures of his new garden, and he's got a whole border of hydrangeas and Geranium Roseanne. And they look amazing. So let's tell you why it got Plant of the Centenary at Chelsea. Now remember, that any award at Chelsea is so prestigious, but this won Plant of the Centenary 2013. And I remember it in my garden last year. We've actually got a clip of film, so this is what it can create in your garden. Then we'll tell you a little bit more about this amazing plant. Well, this is geranium in my garden, and there's two plants here, and I planted them almost 3 years ago. They were in 2 litre pots, I remember, and they've just gone absolutely crazy, and they're beautiful. And I'll be honest, this summer I haven't fed them yet, I haven't deadheaded, I haven't trimmed them, I've just let them do their own thing. And what is so lovely, the colour is amazing. So from the top of the garden, you see this just mass of mauve. They, for me, are just such a wonderful plant, and I can see why they won Plant of the Centenary at Chelsea. And what that basically means is, in 1913, Chelsea was celebrating its 100th year, and this plant was chosen to be the best plant over that 100 years. So absolutely incredible. Now, in the wintertime, it will die down. And what I'm going to do in spring, I'm going to separate them a bit because they've gone a bit wild here. I might even divide them as well, because you can divide them. But for the time being, for the rest of this summer, I'm just going to leave them because they look absolutely glorious. The pollinators love them as well. And the amount of colour you get, I mean, there's hundreds of flowers there, and these have looked this good for the last several months. It's an amazing plant and one I'd highly recommend in any garden. And I mean, it did that all summer long. Yeah. And yours was the same, Bex, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I love it, actually. It just dies back in the winter time, you know, on its own, don't have to do anything. And then a few weeks ago, you just start seeing the little bits coming up, and it's amazing how quick that spreads and grows again. I mean, I've got one Geranium Roseanne in my garden. I know I need more, but I've got one in there, and it fills a space like 60 by 60 centimetres.
And you know what?
Beautiful.
All I'm going to say is, if you want to make your garden a bit more low maintenance, a bit more easy, just get Geranium Roseanne. It's an absolute winner. It is our favourite. I think, I'm going to say it's our joint favourite plant of all time.
Yes.
It is, isn't it?
I agree with you on that,
And our head gardener's favourite. So if you want it, because we've been struggling to get stock of this, we've got 3 today for $19.97. What would be nice, could you let us know what you think about this plant in the group chat? You know, have you got it? Have you got some pictures you can share with us?
Yes,
we would
please.
love to hear from you. And there you go.
Lovely rooty plants, They're really nicely
I thought you were going to say
established.
your Rooty Beauty.
They're lovely rooty beauties, absolutely. Rooty beauties, get them growing in your garden. You will not, you won't be sorry you got those ones.
No, you really won't. Right, we're going to move on to Lobelia next, and it is a royal blue. You're going to get 24 plug plants for just $15.28 for club members. And what a stunning blue this is.
I love this royal blue colour. I mean,
very
I always
striking.
say this right. Blue is a rare colour in the garden, and you might be forgiven for thinking that it's actually very common because we tend to bring you a lot of the blue flowers. So you might think that it's quite prevalent. You can get loads of them, but actually it really isn't. And this colour is insane. It really does stand out. Lobelia on its own is a standout like this. And I did this a couple of years ago, actually, just in pots, just Lobelia, and it was amazing. Flowered for ages. Of course, we know it as a filler, don't we? We use it in hanging baskets to provide that contrast with the small flowers that they've got and the large flowers in the baskets. But just on its own, that is a standout.
Yeah, I
plant.
remember you doing that. It looked really good.
Honestly, it's gorgeous.
And I use it as a filler. I really do. But what I love about it is you don't have to deadhead it.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of summer bedding, like your fuchsias, your petunias, you have to deadhead. That means taking off the old flowers. Not with that. It just flowers and flowers and flowers. A few little things you do need to keep it well watered. Likes a sunny position. Will cope okay in part shade. Yeah. But it can get a bit straggly. But it does need feeding. So do make sure you use your blooming fast as well. Then it will flower all summer long till the first frost. But I know when you buy lobelia sometimes you get a mixture of colours, which is nice. But sometimes if you want to create a bit more of a statement and have things a bit more themed, just to have all of that blue can really look good.
It was perfect to get it now, particularly if you are thinking about getting your hanging baskets planted up. We're not far off being able to take everything outside now, are we? We're getting very close to, you know, all danger of frost having passed. So maybe this is the time to get that as your filler for your hanging baskets. But please take my recommendation. Honestly, pot some up just in a pot on their own. By the end of the summer, you'll be so glad you did because it will just flower consistently and it will be one of the standout pots in your garden.
And just to remind you, if you've never bought plug plants from us before, when they arrive, just give them a really good drink.
Yeah.
So, you know, soak them in some water for, 1 or 2 hours.
What's great is they come in these little things, so you can actually, you can just stand the greenhouse in water because it's open at the sides there, or you can just take them out like this. I love these new packaging they come in, and just stand them in water there because there's the roots come out the bottom, they'll drink that up.
I think the new packaging keeps your plants even safer during transit. Really does. Yeah. And I would say they're big enough now. Sometimes we say grow them on, but I think they're big enough now, don't you? I've
planted up my hanging baskets.
Have you?
I haven't put lobelias in. I've got a real mishmash. You're going to love my hanging baskets this year. You're not. You're going to hate them, but I like the craziness of it.
No. You do a good hanging basket, Bex. You do.
I've got.
Go on.
Jumbo fuchsias.
Yeah, nice.
I've got Tumbelina ruffles, and I've got Begonia super cascades.
It'd be
it's
colourful.
The weirdest mix.
It'd be colourful.
I'm so excited.
No, it'll work.
I'm so excited.
And do you know what I always say as well? And I really mean this, hand on heart. Never judge somebody else's garden. Don't let anyone judge your garden because we've all got different tastes. And
I
your
like
garden,
the mixture.
and you always do a great hanging basket.
I love them. They're sitting in my greenhouse at the moment. I'm keeping them watered. I'm going to start opening the not greenhouse. Sorry, it's a conservatory.
It's like a greenhouse.
But it is my greenhouse. I'm going to start opening the doors so I can harden them off. But we're not far off being able to put those hanging baskets out. So Lobelia will be a great one if you're doing those.
So I've got 4 days off after today. Woohoo! So I've got 4 days of gardening planned.
In the sunshine as well. Like it's a grey day here today, but for the next 4 days, actually for the next week, it's looking gorgeous.
It is. So I've timed it well. There's nothing worse than booking a bit of holiday and then the weather's rubbish.
Yeah, weather's rubbish.
But I've got 4 days of gardening. Although my mum's already bagged me for a day. Well, I hope you're going to sort my garden out. But I've got a day at my mum's, but I'll enjoy doing that. I will.
Of course you will.
Right, we are going to move on to these amazing marigolds now. The African Sun Mix. 24 plants, really strong, really healthy, really rooty for just 15.28 for club members. And these are actually big marigolds. There are lots of different types, but these grow really quite big.
They do indeed. I do love a marigold.
Yeah,
There's
I
nothing
do.
quite like them. I used to dislike them, but actually I saw them planted in these bright orange colours. They really do stand out in the garden. You get months of colour from these right the way through to sort of October, November. Great companion plant if you're looking to do that. You know, they deter aphids, mosquitoes, but they can also attract predatory insects like your butterflies and your hoverflies and your ladybugs, those sorts of things. Not butterflies. They're not predatory, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, we do.
But a wonderful companion plant if you're looking for that. Great for just adding loads and loads of colour, but slugs and snails do like them, so make sure you've got yourself some strulch.
Yes, and we have got strulch available on the show as well. And if you've never bought strulch before, it's a natural organic product that does so many things, suppresses weeds, maintains moisture, but also the best thing is slugs don't like it. It doesn't kill the slugs, but it stops them eating your plants. 401349. Apparently, we've got a question coming about fuchsias.
We will answer that for you once we get to them.
We
all right?
certainly will. We certainly will. So stay watching.
Stay watching, everybody. If you're sending your pictures through as well, we'll get a chance to show those in a little while. Ali G, always first in. Thank you so much. We will show some of those in a little while.
Is Neil watching today?
I have not seen anything from Neil yet.
Ah.
It's a Thursday, so Neil is normally popping in and out. No,
Yes.
Neil G is in.
The strulch, by the way, I've just got a little tray of it down here. This is what strulch looks like. So it's an organic, it's like a mineralised straw. And I've got this around at the moment. I've got it around my raspberries, I've got it around my strawberries. When I plant my marigolds, I will certainly use some of this because it is a brilliant, brilliant natural organic product that retains moisture. So anything that needs to be kept moist, like say raspberries, strawberries, it maintains the moisture levels. It suppresses weeds because it stops light getting through it. It also can improve soil structure if you've got something like a heavy soil. And the best thing is it deters slugs and snails as well. And it neatens everything up. Oh yeah, things like lupins and many, many plants.
Delphiniums.
Hostas, any of those, particularly when you've got new growth, slugs do tend to mulch away. So this is a brilliant slug deterrent, it really is.
Yeah, I love it. Oh, hang on.
Right, by the way, good morning. If you have just joined us, you are watching YGTV with myself, Shaun Ryan, and the wonderful Bex Edwards, and Stu is with us as well. Hiding in his little control room. It's quite nice in there, isn't it?
It's cosy.
Yeah, he's got his coffee machine.
He's got a little heater.
He's
got us.
Got his magazine.
What more could he want?
He's got snacks. We can hear them. Now, I was really annoyed the other day. I'd run out of our compost.
Oh.
And do you know what? I thought I had enough, ran out, and it stopped me working.
Yes.
You know? It's really annoying. And occasionally we do run out of our pre-professional compost and you've got to buy something else and it's always so disappointing. So the moral of the story is...
don't run out.
Get your compost day. You've probably got loads of gardening to do. Remember, you've got your hanging baskets to make. You're doing all your summer containers. Make sure you get enough of our pre-professional compost. And we're doing still an offer. You get 100 litres for $24.98, $21.23 for club members. I would certainly multi-order today because, I mean, this is one of the busiest months of the year for our compost, and it really is. I mean, we'll tell you more about it, but it's the compost that we use on nursery. It's a professional compost. It's the best we've ever found, and it pretty much is for everything from seeds through to trees. The only things you don't use it for are acid-loving plants like your rhododendrons, your gardenias, but most plants, the vast majority, absolutely love this compost. And I have to say, everything I've planted in it for donkey's years has grown superbly well.
Yeah.
Everyone just thinks I've got, you know, amazing green fingers. But
well, you do, but the compost definitely helps.
Certainly helps. Makes them greener.
Peat-reduced compost. It's got renewable source of peat in there. It's got a slow-release fertiliser that lasts up to 6 months. We've got a pH buffer, which makes it perfect for the majority of plants. And it's got a wetting agent as well. And it's the texture, I think, that people find most unusual but perfect about this particular compost because it does allow for amazing strong root growth. It allows for oxygen to get get down to the roots, and that is vital for root development. There's a simple science behind it, but it absolutely works. I know a lot of you already know this, but anybody who's brand new to watching us, this is the thing that we talk about the most, and this is the thing we urge you to try, because it is the most amazing compost.
So if you want it, grab it now with both hands. I would multi-order 10125, and it is only 21.23 for club members. That's why you should become a club member today, because you always save 15% even on our compost. Now, still got loads to show you. I'm looking at over there. We've got penstemons, fuchsias, calibrachoa, Heuchera, loads. But we are also going to answer your questions as well. Let's remind you though what we've seen so far here on YGTV. So the Camsis, lovely climber this one. So it's a more compact variety. It's a lot hardier than some other campus out there. Flowers all summer long, and it gives you that real sense of, I think, of the Mediterranean. It's really quite exotic looking, this one. So beautiful climber. Needs a bit of help, so it doesn't naturally climb, so it will need a little bit of support. So if you've got a trellis, you just need to sort of like tie it a little bit to help it get it to the top. But it does cover walls and pergolas, trellises, archways, absolutely beautifully. 550046. You get all three colours there. Don't forget an orange, a yellow, and a red. Then we had the twin pack of oleanders. Oh my word, this price is ridiculous. Do you know what? That price for one oleander would be great, but you're actually getting a matching pair. Now, oleanders come from the Mediterranean. You'll see them in Spain, Sicily, Italy, but they grow very well in the UK. Hardy to -5, they just need full sun, well-drained soil. They flower for 5-6 months of the year. They are evergreen, a beautiful exotic plant that just really survives on very little. They're known to be a plant that thrives on neglect, so drought tolerant when established. They'll grow even well in poor soils, but you can grab yours today for just 21.23. Just don't eat any part of an oleander. So if you've got young children, pets, do supervise them. 680031. Then we have got an absolute deal on our skyscraper lily. Now this one's known as Pretty Woman. The flowers are huge. This one can grow in excess of 2 meters, and when established can produce dozens of gorgeous flowers in one season. Winter hardy, they die down the winter, they come back every single year. They are super strong, but these are great if you want massive displays for just a few pounds. You get all 5 bulbs. It's not too, don't worry if they're sprouting already, by the way, still plant them the correct depths. Lilies can absolutely be planted at this time of the year. 650, 139, 849. Right, the deal of the week is a brilliant type of sunflower called Sunbelievable, brown-eyed girl. Now, this is an example of what our viewers grew last year. This was from Andrew. And when we said this plant can produce up to 1,000 flowers in one season, that's what it did in trials, and you can see, look at these pictures from Andrew, how amazing it is. And you've got these lovely kind of brown centres to the flowers, loves a sunny spot. That's a rhododendron coming up a little bit later on, by the way. Don't know where that's popped in from, but it's coming up a little bit later. But you will get, don't worry, they don't change colour. There you go. They are coming up, those rhododendrons, by the way, they're amazing. They come up in a few moments' time. But this is the Helianthus, Unbelievable, absolutely the most incredible plant. The reason it produces so many flowers, it's sterile, so it doesn't produce seeds, so it puts all of its energy in producing flowers. 560, 541, just $14.99. And don't forget, all postage is included on this show as long as you use the offer code YGTV1925. Now, I'm sure it's gone absolutely crazy for the Geranium Roseanne. You get all 3 of these. They are back in stock today. So many of you have been asking for these. You get 3 of them in a 9cm pots. They flower all summer long. Now, just had a question on Facebook from Claire, do they need sun? Do you know what? They do well in sun, but they also go well in fairly shady areas as well. I wouldn't put them in full shade, but fairly shady to full sunshine and anything in between. And Claire's also said she cannot believe how quickly her skyscraper lilies are grown. They rock it, don't they, once they get started? But honestly, that is the most amazing plant. It's lots of flowers with no fuss. Flowers without fuss is always a good win for me. 480, 120. Then we've got this stunning Lobelia. It's a royal blue collection. You get 24 plants. Now, Lobelia, beautifully cascade. They are great fillers, but they also look fantastic en masse as well. And I do remember, say, Bex's hanging baskets just covered in just Lobelia last year, and they looked great. 4, is it 1, 3, 4, 3. Then we've got our marigolds. Do you know, for years I used to think marigolds were from France. But they're not. I did, because a lot of people call them French marigolds, and I always thought they were from France. They're not. They're actually from Africa, and it's just the French loved them. Did you think they came from France? Yeah, we did. Yeah, they're not French, but the French love them, and so do we in the UK. But these are big ones. They go up to about 50 centimetres. Love the sunshine, but do protect them from the slugs and snails. Don't forget. 401349. So you might need Strulch if you do suffer from slugs and snails. This is a brilliant organic natural deterrent, and it is only £22.99 for big 9-kilo bag. 100,086. And then don't forget, while you're all on the website and the phone lines, don't forget you can give us a call as well, 0844 502 0050. We have got our premium professional compost, 100 litres of this for just £21.23 if you are a club member. Now, I have said club membership many times, and I've been pointing out the difference in price. So I would love every single one of you to be a club member, because it will save you a fortune over the year. And there are so many benefits. Here's my twin brother, Andy. No, he's called Shaun as well, actually. And Bex's twin, also called Bex, to tell you more.
If you love your garden as much as we love ours, then why not join the YouGarden Discount Club?
The club has been running for many years, and it's where thousands of our customers enjoy a whole host of benefits to ensure that they get the most out of their gardens for less.
Now is a great time to join the YouGarden Discount Club, as the benefits have just got even better. So what do you get when you join the club?
Firstly, our members will get bigger discount rates all year round. So you'll now receive 15% off our range of plants and accessories, and that's on top of any other discounts you might have.
For those bigger investments, such as garden furniture or lawnmowers, for example, you now get 7.5% discount on all of our outdoor living and machinery range.
In addition to the ongoing discounts, you'll also get more voucher value when you join or renew your club membership. We will send you 4 £5 product vouchers, which you can redeem throughout the year against the cost of your orders.
And as a new added benefit, you will now receive 2 free P&P vouchers, which can be redeemed against the cost of your shipping.
Club members get priority access to exclusive offers and brand new products at our best prices.
We'll keep you up to date with fantastic advice and top tips from our grown experts and professional gardeners to make sure that you get the most from your new purchases and existing plants. The best way to join the club is with our auto-renewal subscription. You'll pay £10 per year, then at the end of the year we will automatically renew your membership to ensure you retain all of your benefits. Plus, the price you pay when you join will never go up for as long as you remain a member, and that's a guarantee.
And remember, when you join the club, you will start saving from the very first order you make, as the discounts will be applied immediately. So with all that the YouGarden Discount Club has to offer, why not join us and start saving today?
We'd love to help you make the most of your garden for less with the YouGarden Discount Club.
I thought 2 things watching that clip of film. 1, how amazing our club is. It's absolutely incredible. And 2, doesn't Bex look better blonde?
I do look better blonde.
You do?
Thank you.
Because you're naturally blonde anyway, aren't you? Yeah.
Well, I was once upon a time.
Yes. But anyway, please join the club, because you're going to save a fortune. You're going to save so much money, you'll be able to afford to get your hair done as well. No, you'll be able to buy more plants.
You will,
yeah,
indeed.
that is the most important thing. Right. We have got a fantastic hardy fuchsia collection right now. Now, when we say hardy fuchsias, we mean fuchsias that will come back every single year. And we have had a question about this from Finton, who wants to know, can they go straight in the ground or do they need growing on?
Well, right now that would be a judgment call. I would always recommend growing them on a little bit first, but I think in certain, parts of the country, there's no frosts and things, you could plant them straight in the ground. What would you do, Shaun?
I'm like you.
I just think I want to ensure their survival, so I'm going to grow them on a little bit first.
I personally would grow them on a bit.
They are hardy, but they're still baby plants.
Yeah.
So you do want to look after them whilst they're young. After that, you plant them out, you can leave them out. They're not going to get affected by frosts.
Yeah, I agree. I would still grow them on a bit. And I think the trouble is when you put a small plant straight in the ground, there's always a danger that you're going to tread on it, that it's going to get dug up by an animal, that it's going to maybe not get the right amount of water. So when you grow them in pots, you've just got a little bit control over them while they're still young plants. But as Bex said, once they're established, leave them in the ground and they'll be very, very happy. Now these will grow quite big eventually.
Yeah, so you want to give them a bit of space actually. That was the other part of the question, wasn't it? You do want to give them a little bit of space. I mean, they can grow to... they can grow to like a metre in height, and they're going to spread as well. They have these lovely sort of arching stems to them, so you can get them to cross over a little bit and maybe give them sort of 70, 80 centimetre gap, and then they'll just sort of gently sort of cross over into each other, or you could give them that full 1 metre spread so that they've got the room they need. And
what I always say, because spacing is difficult because... yes, eventually they'll get to that size, but it's
take a couple of years.
Yeah, or do you want to put them closer together and then move them as they get a bit bigger?
Yeah.
Because the fuchsias are quite easy to move. You'd move them when they're dormant in the winter time. But you've got a great investment here because these are fuchsias that will come back every single year. They do die down in the winter, they get a little bit woody, but they come back every single year. Got 6 varieties.
Yeah, and they are all listed for you on the packets here so that you can see which ones you're getting. So, for example, shrimp cocktail, beacon, what's that one called?
Where are we?
Get Danny Eye or something or other down there.
Genie Eye.
Genie Eye, that's it, sorry. Delta Sarah, Tom Thumb. They're all labelled on there and you can see which ones are which. This is the mixture of colours that you're going to get. Lovely flowers. Pollinators absolutely adore them. Hungry plants, though, so don't just water these. If you want all of the flowers, make sure you're feeding. Yeah. But remember, these are hardy. These are not your summer bedding. These are not your hanging basket plants. These are shrubs to go in your garden that are going to come back for you year after year. These are your perennial fuchsias. And
I love the variety. You've got, say, Delta Sarah there with the purple and the white. Absolutely beautiful. You've got other varieties like the Genie Eye. This is the Dollar Princess, which is a double. So absolutely stunning ones. This is the shrimp cocktail. Looks a bit like a shrimp cocktail, but a very nice one. I'll be honest, I'm not sure if that one's in the collection. That's...
I think it depends sometimes.
Yeah, that's the hawk's head that we've just seen. So I'm just going to say they do sometimes vary, but you will always get 6 different ones in this collection. You really will. Right.
I just want to address the chat a little bit because there's lots and lots of comments and questions coming in. Ruth has come in saying, good morning. I have one of the Oleander Emily as I ordered in April. Can't wait for it to bloom. My sister Alex, who's also watching, quite fancies the geraniums and it's her birthday on Saturday.
What, the Jenny Roseanne?
It must be, yes.
Get
so
'em,
happy
honestly.
birthday to
Happy
Alex.
birthday.
And maybe Ruth, you should get them for her for her birthday. Just saying. Marissa's saying she loves the African marigolds. Ruth was saying that she was like me, never liked marigolds when she was younger, but how beautiful and sunny do these look? They really, really do. Ruth is also saying I need some strolch. Slugs and snails seem to love my garden. It is brilliant, Ruth. Do get hold of some of that. And yes, that compost was very tactile.
It's the only thing that I've ever found that works.
Yeah.
Properly works.
Marissa, the trumpet vine, does it need protection during the winter? It is a hardy trumpet vine. We would recommend a sheltered, sunny spot. I don't think it needs moving. It can definitely cope with some frost because it was bred specifically to be hardy, but it would help if you're putting it in a sheltered spot as well.
And it will lose its leaves in winter, so don't panic. As it goes dormant, it will lose its leaves. But yes, it should come back every single year. But I totally agree. It's a nice sheltered spot and full sun if possible.
Ruth has asked a question. I recently got the azalea orange, but it looks almost crimson, not orange. Does it change colour over time? It can, but it is more on the red side than it is the orange side, I would suggest. It's one of those annoying things where it's been called orange, but it is slightly more red. Like, they do it all the time. There's a rose, isn't it? And they call it the blue rose, but it's not. It's a purple one.
Yeah.
It's one of those annoyances. I'm sorry about that. Alden's had to disappear.
Like the black baccarat rose.
Yeah, black baccarat. That's the one.
Yeah.
Owen's had to
Owen,
disappear. She's getting the
mwah.
boiler fixed. So goodbye, Owen.
Owen, you're always getting something done in the house,
See
aren't
you on Sunday.
See you, Owen. Nice to see you again.
Right, and I think that was all of the... Oh, and Neil's saying the YGTV page is still showing last week's. Yes, we've highlighted it. Hopefully it's getting fixed very soon. We will let you know. If you're looking for anything, go via the item numbers. Stu and Shaun will be doing lots of reviews and giving you those item numbers. So if you go into the search bar on the website, you know, write down the item numbers and then you can search that way. Sorry, we will get it sorted soon.
We will get it sorted.
That's
we are
it.
trying. Stu's on it.
That's it for now on the questions. I'm sure there's lots of emails coming, but we want to show you all the... Oh, there's so many emails.
Is there?
We'll do a few more plants and then we'll get onto your pictures.
Yeah, but it's lovely to have your company as ever.
Thank you.
It really is. And don't forget, free postage and everything. You have to use the off code if you're new to the live stream, YGTV 1925. Please tell your friends about the show, by the way. Just let them know. You know, if you've got any friends that love gardening, let them know about YGTV. And don't forget, if you ever miss a show, they're all there on our website. Right, we're going to move on, though, to our Perennial Hardy Penstemon collection. 24 stunning penstemons for $27.98. In fact, if you're a club member, it works out less than £1 a plant. And I love a penstemon, so do the pollinators. They come back every single year. You've got these lovely kind of trumpet flowers with the white throats. And what a mixture that is. I mean, purples, reds, got... some stunning kind of crimsons in there as well. But I always think of penstemon, if you want that kind of country cottage garden, that's what a penstemon brings, doesn't it? Perfect.
It is
traditional
gorgeous
plant that comes back every year.
Yeah, they just get bigger, they get better, they form clumps over time, occasional deadheading just to prolong those flowers coming through. You know, they're fairly easy. They just don't like... I mean, I wouldn't plant them in my garden just because of the clay soil.
Heavy, yeah.
They don't like to sit sort of cold and wet in winter. So clay soil, I think, wouldn't be great for these, though you could grow them in pots if you want to. But, you know, unfussy as far as other soil types are concerned. Give them a good layer of mulch over winter just to make sure they get through. But they are a hardy collection and they do give that sort of quintessential cottage garden feel.
And they are really hard workers, you know. They do flower for a long time and they do come back every single year. I think they always do better in full sun. My mum's has got hers in a really sunny position. They do great. We've just had an update. The show page is now correct, yes?
Hey,
yes.
Let's get on. Let's have a look. So go to the website, click on the Live Now button, scroll down.
Yes.
There it is. Look.
That looks like today's show, doesn't it?
That looks more like it, doesn't it? So if you're looking for any of the items, that's where you will find them.
Oh, thank you to the team for sorting that out, and apologies to everyone having to wait to order. But it's all fixed now, so do get your orders in, particularly if you want that geranium roseanne. Now, we are going to move on to a beautiful annual, which is a Calibrachoa Million Bells. I love this one. When I do my hanging baskets, I always do a few sort of fillers, and then I do a few plants that are real sort of like standout plants, like call them thrillers. And I always think of Million Bells because it's quite a rare. I say rare plant. It's not one that you're going to find in the supermarkets and a lot of nurseries. But it really adds a lot of interest to a basket, doesn't it?
It does indeed.
It's lovely.
Just pointing out to you, I picked up one plug here. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, there's 4 buds, but then there's even more tiny buds down there. So I would say that there's actually 5 or 6 buds on that plant right there. That's how floriferous your Calibrachoa Million Bells are. They are about to open up into flower, which is absolutely amazing. They're bright, they're bold, they're beautiful, they're reliable, they're vigorous, they're pretty weatherproof as well, actually, Calibrachoa. So these are nice, easy ones, and they tumble and they trail. So great for hanging baskets, but also these could go into pots like that picture right there.
And they, to me, they look like a mini petunia. They're not a petunia, but they look like a mini petunia. And as Bex has just said, they stand up better to the rain than a lot of petunias, but also they don't seem to need all of the deadheading that petunias need. Then they will just flower all summer long. So imagine it is like a small petunia, but you get so many more flowers, and they really don't seem to need the deadheading that petunias do. But they give a lovely display, loads of delicate flowers. They do best in full sun, so try and put them in full sun. And they are an annual, so obviously when the frosts come, they will die back, and that will be it. But they give you so much colour for so many months of the year. They're amazing, aren't they?
They are.
I love my bedding plants. I know, you know, we both put a lot of bedding plants in, and summer is just such a joyous time. You want to make the most of it, don't you?
Love it. Riot of colour.
Right, going to move on to... Is this your mum's favourite?
She loves Heucheras, yeah.
Yes.
She absolutely adores Heucheras. And I think it's because it's sort of low-maintenance plants, but it's about the foliage, isn't it? You do get flowers on these, but actually this is about that dark, moody, gorgeous foliage on here. It almost looks black in colour, but actually when you get close up to it, it's got kind of a burgundy colour. And... it's not happening right now, but it will. You get these lovely kind of, as shown in the picture here, you get this lovely sort of pink speckles on the leaves as well. So as it matures, you will get that.
I have to say, because we have a bit of a laugh about me and Heucheras, because I do sometimes find them, I say, they can be a bit boring. But this one isn't.
I don't think it is.
No, it's not.
And look, there's loads of different varieties for Heuchera, and you know, you can get a whole range of the different colours. Yeah. They have these lovely tall flowers that appear out of these as well, and they actually last for quite a while, coming up sort of midsummer and going right the way through to the end of summer into autumn. But this is very much about having a low-growing perennial shrub that's going to be perfect at the front of borders. My mum has these all around the central border underneath the magnolia tree there. It's low maintenance, it's stunning visually, it's nice and easy, and it comes back for you.
Yeah, and I do think over the years the breeding with Heucheras has been exceptional, so there are more exciting varieties now, and they are a great sort of ground cover plant. They do like a fairly moist soil, I'm going to say. You know, I've tried them sometimes in drier areas and they struggle a bit, so a nice kind of like moist soil. They do really well in quite shady areas, of course, as well. Do you know what I was thinking? They could look quite good with the Geranium Roseanne.
They do, yeah.
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 They'd look good, wouldn't they?
Absolutely. The contrast you'd get there would be amazing.
But very, very easy to grow, very low maintenance, and you've got that foliage all year round, of course, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it dies back a little bit in winter time.
But you still get some,
don't you?
You
still get some there. It sticks around, yeah. So you're not going to plant something in its place by mistake, basically.
No, you're not. Because I've had some in my winter hanging baskets and it's kind of hung on there.
Lovely comment from Ruth. I've just planted my million bells. It was so helpful that each plug is labelled with the colour on the pack, so it's easy to mix the colours well when you plant. And I love that. You're absolutely right, because if it wasn't, you'd end up with maybe all the purples on one side and all the oranges on the... You want that nice mixture, don't you?
Well, they are a beautiful little plant, aren't they? And that is great value. You do pay a premium for Calibrachoa. If you buy, an individual Calibrachoa in a 9-centimetre pot, you can easily pay $3.99, $4.99 in the garden centre for an established one. So it makes really great sense to get them as plug plants as well. Right, loads more to tempt you with.
Yeah,
I'm going to go kind of gentle now and country cottage again and pastel.
I adore this.
Isn't that pretty?
It's like a miniature delphinium, I think, this. Look at the way those flowers
like
come out
a
of
very
there.
delicate one.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love this so much. So this is called Speedwell, or the Veronica gentianoides. Lovely, graceful plant here. Spires of these beautiful pale blue flowers. And I love the way that they open up, look. So you've got them opening from the bottom there and going right up to the tip. Loads more interest coming on this plant as they open. Nice one just to mix into a border. It's going to reach about 50 centimetres in height. It'll spread by about 50 centimetres. You can propagate it by dividing it in spring or in autumn time. If you remove your faded flowers, you'll encourage sort of a compact habit and then good flowering the following year. It's not fussy on soil types. Really, really easy.
Beautiful, beautiful.
It's elegant,
Neil's
isn't it?
arrived. Hello, Neil.
Yes, Neil's in. He's in and out as usual on a Thursday.
Neil, I have got something to tell you. So Neil's one of our regulars, just for everyone else. And I nearly sent you a picture, actually, Neil. My blue poppy, one of them, is in bud. I'm so excited. So, Neil, I have got one of mine in bud. But, Neil, it was one from last year.
Yeah.
So it has taken 2 years, but I'm so excited. And, Neil, I promise you, when it actually is in flower, I will bring it into the show and share it so you can see it. I'll try not to break it on the way here.
Yeah, can you imagine? It just falls over in the van.
Yeah, oh no. So, Neil, I was just so excited. I realised it was in bud a few days ago. So I'm thinking it'll be in flower in the next I'm thinking maybe 3 weeks, something like that.
Exciting. I just planted mine, so I don't think I'm going to get them this year. Maybe next year, though. Fingers crossed.
I thought I'd share that with you, Neil, anyway.
Ellen has just commented, my Veronicas are just starting to flower.
Oh, lovely.
It's gorgeous. I love these.
Do you know, I've never... Well, actually, no, I had them years ago, but I am very tempted with those.
Yeah, I think they're elegant, beautiful, definitely country cottage garden. Nice and simple. They can cope in sun, they can cope in part shade. They're winter hardy. I mean, you could cut the flowers if you want to, but I wouldn't. I would leave those on this plant. They can go into pots, they can go into borders. They're wildlife friendly. I mean, that's a box ticker right there.
It is. I was thinking I might put it in front of my Bernina bonariensis.
You Bernina bonariensis?
Is that what it's called? Bernina bonariensis.
I like that you made a new name.
I know.
Bernina bonariensis.
And it's all going so well.
Who's had that, Stu? Mauricia. She's had this for her garden. My old house in East Sussex, I had this in my old garden and used it for the border of the garden. Stunning. It is stunning, isn't it?
It is.
I like that.
I tell you.
Ah, I love this. Neil's he's had to buy himself a mini greenhouse so he can get the plants out of the kitchen. Right. Just need to find a place for it in the garden.
So Neil, I'm very lucky now. I've got a big greenhouse, but for many years I just had a little plastic portable greenhouse, and I grew so much in that. Yeah, they're great. So well done.
Yeah.
Well done, Neil.
Perfect.
You'll love it. You'll love it. Honestly, you'll be cramming plants in that greenhouse, I tell you.
Should we do some pictures?
Yes, go on.
Ali G, few plants
Morning, Ali G.
Few plants looking good in her garden right now, and we are starting off with a rhododendron. Of course, we've got some rhododendrons on the show, by the way. We've got a collection, a gorgeous collection.
We've actually got this stunning 3. You get
I feel like this might be what she's got here, actually. Maybe it's some of the hybrid ones. It's coming, honestly. Stu's got to press some buttons. He's pressing some buttons. He did it. Look, he made it work. That is beautiful. I think it might be, because look, the labels are still there.
Yes.
I reckon she's got the hybrid collection.
We have got that collection coming up, if anyone is looking for rhododendrons, and they're beautiful.
Right, what else have we got here? Oh, the alliums. Yes, the alliums are just starting to open up, aren't they? The wonderful purple sensations. Well, all the alliums are coming. Yeah. But yes, those lovely purple sensations just starting to open up. We've got those growing in pots there. Looking lovely.
Love alliums.
I love them.
I haven't got that many this year, though.
And then, she got the lettuce Oakland. Nice. No, it says Oakland on the bottom, look. Yeah, it's Stu said, you sure it's not Buddies? No, it's definitely lettuce Oakland, because Ali G is so good at labelling all her plants.
We've just seen that, it's at the bottom, yeah.
Right, and, yes, we talked about Roseanne, we're good. Woodfield, so girl next door, can't wait for it to open. He's planted the peony. Right,
can I just ask, so that's the first year as well, because they were bare roots, weren't they, the girl next door? Well done, because I'm not being funny, but to get flowers in the first year is great, and I cannot wait to see that.
Oh, that's a stunning rose you've got growing up there as well. Is that Arthur?
I was wondering, but it could be, because it's quite open, and they do kind of go very creamy as they age. Could be Arthur Bell.
Looking very nice. What else have we got from Woodfield? Oh, look, I love that.
A very lovely little area there.
That's very cute. Look at all of that.
Yeah.
Heavy duty pots, the little Kiki
planters. Silver leaf there. That is absolutely gorgeous.
Love that corner, nice. And final picture.
We love this
Woodfield.
bag. We love seeing your pictures, you know.
Oh, just another angle. Oh, that's a really cute angle.
I love the picket fence, don't you?
That's very
cute. Really cute.
Like that a lot. Thank you very much. Right, next one. Dingo.
Morning, Dingo.
Ooh, right, I like this. He's turning part of his drive into a garden as it looks boring. Watch this space. So here's the before picture. We don't have an after yet. Yes, Dingo, you're right. That is boring. You're absolutely right. I cannot wait to see what you're going to turn that into. Make sure you keep us updated on that one, please.
Yeah, we can't wait to see the before and after.
Neil C, this is. Caribbean lily from YouGarden, 6 bulbs bought, 5 of them have 2 stems. I've got double stems on mine as well.
I haven't.
I'm going to have to take some more pictures.
I've got single stems, but isn't it the most beautiful bulb there?
I adore it.
Yeah, and a little bit of bellis poking through there as well, Neil.
So pretty.
Bellis. Lovely. Yeah.
Hang on, we see the other one. Is it just it's another Caribbean?
Do you know?
lily.
I love it with the bellis. Seriously, I wouldn't have put those together.
They actually work really nicely, don't they?
Really pretty. But my Caribbean lily is looking great, but I've only got single stems, but they're still lovely.
Okay. All right, Nathan.
All right, hang on.
All right with your tropical garden.
Oh, come on.
Look at that.
Nathan, is that taken today?
I don't know.
Could be.
That is. All right, I want that garden. I love you've got a little table in there, you've got little steps up.
See, that's
I want that.
That's what I'm trying to create. I've got an area that I'm trying to create into a tropical paradise.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, that
Well
looks
done.
lovely. Nice work, Nathan. Well
Amazing.
done.
I just want to be there now, don't you?
Every time he sends us pictures, I'm like, you show off. In a good way.
Yeah, we love it. And honestly, this is what our garden community is all about. Sharing, inspiring, really is.
It won't let me click on it. It won't let me click on it.
Go on, give it a...
It's coming through small, unfortunately, but I will just zoom into it. This is his geranium, survives the bad winters, been moved twice. That great big clump there, that is all geranium roseanne. That's going to be amazing when that opens up, David. That looks gorgeous. Right, hang on. Tony's got a question, and I've got...
Morning, Tony.
My fingers aren't working. Right, so...
Have you had new nails put on, Bex?
I bought 3 of the 50-litre heavy-duty pots for my lilies, which I think you said I could move them into in the autumn. Yes, I have 5 lilies. Would 2 in each pot... I have 5 lilies. Would 2 in each pot and the other one in a 30-litre heavy-duty be suitable? 2 in each pot. I think you could go 3 in each pot.
I do the skyscrapers.
Skyscrapers, yeah.
I think you could definitely do 3.
I think 3 max, because they do need that little bit of space.
Yeah, I'd say 3. 3 to 2.
I bought 3 of those. I have 5 lilies. I would go 3 and a 2.
I would.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah, you'll be fine with that. And Elaine has sent us... Hello, Elaine.
Morning, Elaine.
How are you? Elaine, thank you for sending some pictures. You used to send loads, and it's nice to get them. So look, there's the lovely little corydallis, and the flowers are coming.
It's a flower.
Oh, Elaine, have you had a sniff of those flowers? You have to get down on your hands and knees if you can. But get down there and have a little smell of those flowers, because those are amazing. You've got some beautiful roses there, and I think that's a poppy I could see growing there as well.
Yeah, I could just see that pop in the corner, just coming back to life.
And then, what have we got in here? What is that? I don't know what that is. I cannot.
No, I don't.
I cannot identify that one, but I love your pots growing there, look. Very nice, Elaine, thank you. Stu likes your shiny balls. They do look very nice,
They do.
actually.
I like that whole area. Little solar lights.
I love the gravelly
Lovely.
bits. It's nice. Hang on, we've got more pictures. Oh, it's the Brunera. She's
one,
got the Brunera Jack Frost. Oh, I can tell. I can tell by that foliage. that is the... Look at that.
And that is, I mean, mine's just coming back as well.
I adore Brunera.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
I
The
need to
foliage
get one
is
in my
great.
garden. I really do. I'm fine. Oh, hang on. We might be able to... Oh, it is. It's the Sungold. It was the Sungold Buddleia. There you go. That's what she's planted. Well done. Thanks for the label. That's helped us.
Yeah.
And that does look like a Helemium.
Yeah. Sure it is. Lovely. Gorgeous.
Thank you so much for your pictures, guys. Really appreciate it.
That Buddleia is a great one, as you probably know, for the butterflies. Right. We're only live. Don't forget till 12 o'clock. We've still got loads to show you. So don't forget, if you want free delivery, just use our code YGTV1925. That's free delivery on everything on the show. And it will also unlock any other promotions as well. But let's remind you of some of the great items we've seen this morning live on YGTV. So these huge lilies, huge. These are the skyscrapers, Pretty Woman. It's not too late to plant them. You get 5 of them for just $9.99, $8.49 if you're a club member, $6.50. $139. Then an absolute breeding breakthrough. This is the Helianthus Sunbelievable. So related to sunflowers, but this one can produce hundreds of flowers in one summer. In trials up to 1,000. So what it does, it doesn't make seeds, it's sterile, so it just keeps pumping out those flowers all summer long until the frost. 560, 541. Then really, really busy. Loads you've been asking, when are we going to get the Geranium roseanne back? We've got it back today. And do you know what? We do sell it in the 2 litre, but quite frankly, it's such a quick grower. It's better value to get 3 9 centimetres. And yes, the pollinators love it, the bees, the butterflies, but the best thing is it flowers all summer long with very little help. It comes back every single year. It's completely winter hardy and it spreads beautifully. It's such a winner. In fact, do you know what? I'm going to say you might even want to go for 6 of those or 9 of those. Do a whole border in that beautiful plant. It's great sort of the front of the border because it's a great ground cover plant. Sun or part shade, it really isn't fussy. 480 120. Then we brought you the beautiful Lobelia, and this is royal blue. 24 plug plants. And don't forget these beautifully kind of cascade, so great for hanging baskets, pots, containers. Lovely as a filler plant, working with other annuals, but equally they do look fantastic all en masse as well. And you get an amazing 24 of those for $15.28 if you are a club member. 401 343. Then we've got our marigolds, which are the African sun mix. Do you know what? A lot of you saying, oh, you didn't used to like marigolds, but you love them now. They are bang on trend. They produce these stunning flowers. And what I am going to say about a marigold, it really stands up to the wet. So, you know, not a lot, but some summer bedding, like petunias, can go to mush a little bit. Marigolds have got a really solid structure to their flowers, so they really stand up to bad weather in the summer, but they love full sun, of course. And these ones will grow quite large, even up to 50 centimetres, 401 349. Then the hardy fuchsias. Now, contents may vary slightly, but we promise you'll get 6 stunning hardy fuchsias. So lots of like reds and purples and creams and potentially whites as well. But yes, these are the ones that will come back every single year. They're not the annuals, these are frost hardy, so they will tolerate a frost or 2 or 3 in the winter months. 409.47, a stunning collection. But yes, good morning to everyone that's just joined us. These are our next item we saw, which are the penstemons. Now, you get an amazing 24 plug plants. It works out under £1 each in the club. And these grow sort of like medium height, so great for the middle of the border. Again, the pollinators love that trumpet flower, the white throat. And you've got a stunning collection there. Lots of glorious colours just to brighten up your borders every single year. 480.081 and so 23.78 for club members. Right, lovely Million Bells is next. This is a great one. I love this one. And it's one of the rarer sort of bedding plants. So it's a bit like a mini petunia. It trails, it cascades, but I think it stands up to wet weather better than petunias and needs a lot less deadheading. But again, it would really appreciate a nice sunny spot. You get all 12 of those, 6 different colours, 401.553 and just £16.98, 14.43 if you are a club member. Then we brought you the Heuchera, but this is a really beautiful breed of Heuchera. These are great in sort of like, they're like a fairly moist soil. They're great in sort of part shady areas, a lovely sort of ground cover plants. They do flower as well, but predominantly people do grow them for their wonderful foliage, and this is particularly exciting. That lovely kind of markings of the pinks on those leaves there. 561227, just 1997, 1697 if you are a club member. Then if you're looking for that kind of country cottage garden, if you love softer tones, pastel shades, then this is the Veronica, or a lot of people know this as Gentian Speedwell, and it's a beautiful kind of like mid-size flowering plant that is delicate on the eye. Again, another great one for pollinators, and I just think a really natural looking plant. It's soft, it's delicate, it's pastel, absolutely beautiful. 1497 560 645, and it is a perennial. It comes back every single year, don't forget. It's so nice to be back in the potting shed. It's lovely, actually. It really is lovely. So thank you. I know I've been sort of like away for the past few weeks. I've just been here, there and everywhere. We've been like ships in the night, haven't we? Always feels at home when I come back there. It's like, take a breath. It's nice, it really is.
It's nice because there's this point in the year where it all goes a bit crazy and then it settles back down again.
Yeah.
So it'll be fine. Right,
and I've got 4 days off, remember, to do my garden. I'm excited. The weather's going to be great in the next few weeks, by the way. Right, who else's message?
That's fine. It's just come through. She says, scrap my last message, I've sorted it. Ruth was struggling to get the Geranium Roseanne. It was coming up with postage and stuff, but she says she's fixed it. So
great.
Good. I'm glad you fixed it.
Glad to hear it.
Okay, good. Elaine says, thanks, guys. Just started seeing bits now. It's 3 weeks since the eye surgery. To put retina... Oh, you put retina back in your... You had retina detachment, didn't you?
Oh, that's awful.
So that was it, yes.
Yeah.
So she's starting to see things again now.
You.
So
yeah.
thanks for coming back.
That's a
Do you know, I'd forgotten you'd had that done, because then I was like, where's Elaine the other day? And of course, that's why.
Yeah, that's it. Our chef at the pub had that, and it's not nice. It's not nice.
Glad that it's getting better.
Yeah.
Glad it's getting better.
It took our chef a few months to get everything's sorted 100%, but it's fine, so fingers crossed for you, Elaine. Right, we're going to move on to our Japanese maple Acer collection. Our 3 stunning Acers. Emerald Lace, Orange Dream, Atropurpureum. Actually, no, we don't get the Emerald Lace now, do we?
No.
We
It is called, so this one is called Butterfly. That's that one there.
Yes.
So you've got Butterfly included. So you've got the Atropurpureum, this gorgeous one here, that gets the lovely burgundy tones to the leaves there, has the lovely sort of maple-shaped leaves. You've got Orange Dream, which I know looks a bit green again, but you're starting to get those lovely orange and umber tones coming through on there.
And as it matures, all that new growth is like a blaze of orange.
It's gorgeous.
And we've substituted the Emerald Lace for the Butterfly.
And
which
actually, it's a beautiful one, isn't it?
It is. I love it. Because this one has got like pinks and creams.
Yeah, lovely variegation on there. You know how much we love Acers here in the potting shed. It's absolutely one of my favourite plants in the garden. Love having a collection of them as well. One is standout, looks amazing, but when you get multiples of them together with the variety of shades, of tones, of leaf shape and leaf colour that you get, that's when I think Acers really do stand out.
I bought 3 of the same Acer in my garden, and I don't regret it, but if I had my time again, I would have got different ones.
Yeah.
Because those 3 together just work, don't
Once they grow and mature, absolutely. When you see and what I love about Acers is, even though you get one leaf colour at one point of the year, it changes its colour throughout the season, and the blaze of colour it gives you before it drops its leaves in autumn is amazing. And they're calming, they're beautiful, they're slow growing, great for smaller gardens, and really easy to look after. Just give them a sheltered spot and don't put them in full sun. They're good.
Yeah, they hate wind.
Yeah.
I nearly killed one. I was moving a house and I moved it, and you know, it's like when you're moving a house, you're all over the place. And I moved it in the middle of the garden from its sheltered corner, and that day it was really windy, and I nearly lost that Acer.
Yeah,
so just protect it from wind. Now, it loves sort of like dappled, part shade, early morning sun or evening sun. I would avoid the midday sun, as Bex was saying. But they're beautiful, they're elegant, they're graceful, and there's a lot to be said for just having really exciting foliage in your garden. Foliage, different textures, different colours can look absolutely incredible. I don't know anybody that doesn't love an Acer.
I know.
But they are... The reason why you pay a premium for an Acer, particularly mature one, is that, as Bex said, they're slow growing and they're difficult to propagate.
Really difficult to propagate.
They're not the sort of plant that suddenly self-seeds and you get loads of them. They're not at all. So you do pay a premium. But that collection is absolutely stunning, isn't it? And so I love the fact that now we are including the Butterfly, which is that pink and cream and green. Beautiful. I love the leaves. They're so intricate, aren't they?
So intricate, so beautiful, and really easy to look after. I think I've got 5 Acers now, and I'm not done. I'm going to keep collecting. I don't have the Butterfly, so I might just be getting that collection again.
Bex is house hunting at the moment, looking for a big garden, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm trying. Champagne taste, lemonade pocket. This is the problem. It's always been my problem.
Oh.
Just need another 50 grand. Anybody?
Come on!
Anybody want to just... No? OK, fair enough.
Do they still do those crowdfunding things? To get Bex a bigger garden?
I want a bigger garden! 50 grand, that's all I need.
Do you know what is lovely, though? Even if you don't have a big garden, you can... I'm lucky. I have got a big garden, but I'll tell you what, it's harder to make a big garden look great all the time. When I had a smaller garden, there was the odd day where I'd walk around and go, everything is perfect. Whereas in a big garden, nothing's ever perfect in my garden.
I'm all right with that.
Yeah, I am actually.
I'm all right with that. It's nice. Go out. OK, I've got to do this job today. The jobs never end. Love it.
But the great thing with those Acers, if you have got a small garden, 3 of those in pots grouped together, it's going to look absolutely fantastic. They'll give you so much joy. And Acers are long-lived. They can live for decades.
They can indeed, absolutely.
So if you do want to go for those, $19.52 is all you're going to pay if you are one of our many, many 45,000 club members. Right, we're going to go exotic now. Bougainvillea time. OK, you've got options. We're going to go red first, which is this one here. So Bougainvillea, just, holiday feel straight away, isn't it? Do you know what I'm just thinking, though? I think in the UK, you often see retailers selling the purple Bougainvillea, but the red is rare to get in the UK, isn't it?
You're right, absolutely, yeah, definitely.
It is. I'm Very tempted.
It gets covered in the flowers, which you think are flowers, but they're not. They're leaf bracts. It's the little white bit in the centre, which is the flower. Who cares? We don't care whether it's a flower or not. It looks amazing, and that's what we want from it. Now, this is how you add vertical, height, colour to your garden. This has been grown on the trellis. It needs something to climb up. So continue to give it something to climb up. You could put it in a pot somewhere. You could continue with a trellis. It does need some protection, so do bear that in mind. So, I mean, we often talk about this and selling it along with the tower pot, for example, because it's perfect in a portable structure that you can then move. Ideally, it wants to be somewhere above 5 degrees in winter, so into a warmer greenhouse, conservatory, something like that, to give it the protection. But it's the length of the flowering that you get from this.
Yeah.
Mine actually, because you gave me one, which I haven't looked after very well, but it's fine. It's alive.
Yeah, but I only gave it. It wasn't
it's still alive.
Yeah,
it's all good.
Because it wasn't exactly the picture of health when I gave it to you.
But mine was flowering in December.
Yeah, inside.
In the conservatory.
Yeah.
It flowers for ages.
So with mine, I kind of risk it a bit, and I put them in the greenhouse, which is unheated, and I fleece them, and they just hang on. I'll be honest, they just hang on. But ideally, you do want to keep them warm in the winter.
I think a nice conservatory, somewhere like that. I just think it's absolutely worth it, because look at the riot of colour. How many flowers you're getting on there, and that happens from now, and it can keep going right the way through to September, October, and then when you bring it indoors, it can keep flowering indoors as well.
And just a little aside, you do get the matching pot as well. Yes, if it is a gift. I just think that looks fantastic in the red pot, don't you?
Yeah.
So we were very excited. First time you've seen the red, they've just arrived from Sicily, and if you want that really exciting Mediterranean garden, then definitely go for this one. And then the other one that we've got for you is, we're calling this one purple.
Yeah, it's a bit more magenta.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful colour, though, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Love that colour.
It's gorgeous.
So you just need to choose which colour you want to go for, basically, or maybe you want to go for both. I don't know. It's up to you. Just give it something to climb up, give it that winter protection, and enjoy months of colour. Keep them, keep them regularly watered. Though, to be perfectly honest, they can cope with a little bit of drought once they get established.
I've got to say, in their native countries, they do survive very well without a lot of water. I'm very tempted with the red, actually. Right, I don't know where the time's going.
It's flying.
It is flying. We are going to go back to our favourites table, where we've got so many popular plants today. So don't forget, we've got the skyscraper lily, Pretty Woman, one of my favourite films of all time.
Yeah, definitely.
And these are massive lilies. These can grow a couple of metres or so. These can produce dozens of flowers when established, and they're fragrant, of course, as well.
Yeah, gorgeous. Really classic white colour, and they are massive. These can get over 6 feet in height. Perennial plant, coming back for you year after year. Put them somewhere sunny. They really do like that. I mean, the bulbs can be in shade in the ground, but sun for the rest of it, and that will really help them.
And please do not worry if they arrive and they're already shooting. That is still absolutely fine. Still plant them the depth it said. I'd still plant the actual bulb 3 inches or so deep, but it doesn't matter if they're already sprouting. I've planted sprouting lily bulbs many times, and they still come back and do an amazing show that summer and come back every single year. Right, a plant that can produce up to 1,000 flowers in a summer.
Flower power.
Yes.
That's what this one has, 100%. And it just keeps going all the way through. Flowering now, loads of buds on there, and it will keep going right through till September, October. Put it somewhere sunny, in pots, in borders, not a problem. It's an annual, by the way. But yes, you can plant it in pots, you can plant it in borders, and this is just going to keep going for you.
I love the colour as well, those lovely brown centres. Just a question, is it pet safe?
I believe so, yeah. Some flowers are pet safe.
And it doesn't produce seeds as well, so it's sterile. That's why it just keeps pumping out those flowers. And honestly, we had some pictures sent in from Andrew last year, and he's had hundreds of flowers on. $14.99 560 541. Now, also, we have got 24 Lobelia, and it is the royal blue variety. Can we just show the roots on here? Because I'm not being funny. You can buy Lobelia at this time of year. You will find it in many, many retailers. But this is a stunning royal blue variety with the white centres. But look at those roots.
Yeah, that is a really vigorous root system there.
It really is. Stu's just getting us nice and there you go.
I'll just hold it here. Yes, really, really rooty plant there. Absolutely. That is the quality you're getting in the amazing packaging there. Please plant this either either as a filler in your hanging baskets, of course, but I recommend planting this in a pot on its own because, trust me, by the end of the summer, you will be so glad you did.
I'm going to try that.
It looks amazing on its own.
I've never done it.
Do it.
I do remember seeing yours and thinking, I like that look.
So pretty.
Yeah.
So pretty.
And it is lovely to get all the same colours. If you are trying to get a bit of a theme, planting en masse, you're going to get 24 identical plants.
I reckon a pot of osteospermum, purple sun, and then a pot of lobelia around the front there.
Yeah, that'd look good, wouldn't it? Yeah, I love this time of year, don't you? We get all of this colour, and we're just going to enjoy gardens so much. And it's been a great spring, great start to summer. Let's hope it continues. You've got 2 weeks of sunshine, apparently. Woohoo! Right, marigolds, they love the sun as well, and this is the African mix. And these can grow quite big. We are talking up to 50 centimetres on these. Big flowers as well. I was saying earlier, what I love about the marigolds as a summer patio plant is the flowers really stand up well to the rain as well.
Yeah, actually they do.
You know when you get those sort of like downpours sometimes, just when you're about to have your barbecue.
Yeah.
But they do really stand up well in windy sort of like summers and wet summers. But obviously they do love full sunshine.
They do
amazing
indeed.
plants. Great fragrance, of course, as well.
Lovely fragrance, bright colours. Even on a dull day, they look amazing, and an excellent companion plant if that's what you are getting your marigolds for. I mean, they can be used as I can't remember the term for it, but basically, to entice the slugs and snails over, but you don't want to do that. You want to have these as your most a decoy plant. Thank you, Stu.
People often use them when they're in vegetable patches and things, don't they? Yeah, in allotments.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wouldn't want to do that. Still protect them from the slugs and snails because those are beautiful in their own right. So have those ones.
But they are great at encouraging those pollinators if you are trying to get more happening in your fruit and veg patch in your garden. But the most popular item on the show, so many of you have been asking for this. We've got it back in stock today on YouGarden TV. Bex and I was so excited to see Geranium Roseanne back because it is our, I think it's fair to say, it's our joint #1 plant. And although we do the 2 litre Geranium Roseanne, they are so quick to grow. I just think the value here is amazing.
Yeah.
And some of them are already in bud and flower.
Absolutely. I adore this plant so much. A whole border of these would be amazing. I've literally got one in my garden and it is spread to probably 50, 60 centimetres over a couple of years. And every year it looks amazing. It's super easy and brings all the pollinators in.
Well, in my garden, I've got 2 of them. But look at this clip of film and you see just how much it covers my border and they look amazing. This is Geranium Roseanne in my garden. And there's 2 plants in. I planted them almost 3 years ago. They were in 2 litre pots, I remember, and they've just gone absolutely crazy. And they're beautiful. And I'll be honest, this summer, I haven't fed them yet. I haven't deadheaded. I haven't trimmed them. I've just let them do their own thing. And what is so lovely, the colour is amazing. So from the top of the garden, you see this just mass of mauve. They, for me, are just such a wonderful plant, and I can see why they won Plant of the Centenary at Chelsea. And what that basically means is, in 1913, Chelsea was celebrating its 100th year, and this plant was chosen to be the best plant over that 100 years. So absolutely incredible. Now, in the wintertime, it will die down, and what I'm going to do in spring, I'm going to separate them a bit because they've gone a bit wild here. I might even divide them as well because you can divide them. But for the time being, for the rest of this summer, I'm just going to leave them because they look absolutely glorious. The pollinators love them as well. And the amount of colour you get, I mean, there's hundreds of flowers there, and these have looked this good for the last several months. It's an amazing plant and one I'd highly recommend in any garden. 2 plants, that was. 2 plants.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it just keeps coming back.
Yeah. They're amazing plants.
Yeah.
Amazing plants. You can divide them as well. I nearly divided mine this year and I've left a bit late now.
Did you?
Yeah.
No, you'll have to wait now.
Yeah, it's too late.
Next year.
Right, just quickly, by the way, so lovely to have so many of you watching. We've just got the names. Some of our TikTokers are here, aren't they?
Yeah, loads of TikTok people come to join us over on YGTV. It's nice to see you jump in between.
So, Bex, do you think we're slightly different on TikTok compared to
massively,
IGTV? Because it's faster, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 Like TikTok, we're doing a TikTok live. If you think what's TikTok, just download the app and we're live this afternoon, aren't we?
Yeah.
But it's fast, isn't it?
It's very different.
Yeah. But it's great, isn't it?
I love both of them.
Yeah.
It's nice to have the difference.
We're just a bit more
actually.
chilled on this on YGTV.
It annoys Stu though because we take our time.
Yeah.
Compost.
So, yeah, go on then. Get chatting. Go on, tell us about it.
Right, so what we've got is our premium professional compost. Premium because it's filled with premium ingredients. Professional because it's what we use here at the nursery and have done for many years. If there was a better compost, our head gardener would insist that we're using it. Our business is growing plants, so we have to use the best. Now, this is a peat-reduced compost. We do have peat in here. Reduced it down years ago. There's dark peat, light peat. There's also sphagnum moss peat in here as well, which is a renewable source of peat. So we're getting maximum results, but using minimum amounts, which is the really important thing.
Now, you also got 50% composted wood fibre. Do you know, we don't use coir, and although coir is good, but coir is naturally very unnutritious, and I think coir can sometimes really dry out quite quickly as well. Obviously, it's shipped from across the world. Normally, like South Central America, it's a byproduct of coconut farming. So anyway, we use composted wood fibre. That gives it the most amazing texture, and that means that small, delicate roots, as plants are trying to establish, they can get everything they need: oxygen, nutrients, water, and it's a very even texture. Sometimes you buy a cheap compost and it's full of lumps and bumps and bits of twig here. So this is really, really even. Now, Bex is finding lots of green balls right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not having to search too hard, but there's lots and lots of these balls in here. That contains a slow-release fertiliser. Those break down, release that feed into the compost, feeding your plants for about 4 to 6 months. Please keep feeding your plants. That's just your insurance policy. It helps all that everything gets started. And we do say it's for everything, from seeds through to trees and everything in between. The only exceptions are going to be your ericaceous plants, your acid-loving plants. It's great for house plants as well.
Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah, which reminds me, I do need to repot some of mine. Yeah. So anyway, that's the pub garden I look after, by the way. And honestly, this compost, I mean, the winter displays I had with this compost were absolutely stunning. They really, really were. So if you want to get hold of it, first of all, join the club now. I know some of you might be new, some of you might be some of our, say, TikTok viewers. If you join our club, it's a tenner, but you then save a massive 15% on all of our pots, compost and plants every time you order. So for £10 a year on auto renewal, you're going to save 15%. So you can get your compost today with free delivery, £21.23 for 100 litres.
It's clearly sunny for Nathan because he said thanks for the nice comments on the photos. Yes, they were taken this morning.
Wow, it's looking good.
You've got nice weather over there.
Yeah, looking good for May.
You're looking amazing.
Yes. Right. So we're going to move on to Barnsley Baby. I called this Barnsley Bairn earlier.
Barnsley Bairn.
Barnsley Bairn, because I've got some friends in Barnsley. They call their young ones Bairns.
Bairns, yeah.
But Barnsley Baby is the correct name. We love this. It's a Lavitera, but it's been bred to be super small and compact. It's only going to grow to about 75 centimetres. And I've got traditional Lavitera in my garden, but I would say it gets to about 1.5 metres width-wise, maybe more actually.
It sprawls a little bit
yeah,
as well,
it does.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's the thing for Lavitera. And that might work perfectly in certain areas of your garden, but if you've got smaller spaces, that doesn't work for me. I have not planted Lavitera for that reason because I don't have the big garden like you. So I can't have that, but I can plant this. Barnsley Baby works perfectly in smaller spaces. Also great for container gardeners as well.
Yeah.
Sunny patios. This is going to be beautiful.
In fact, I do remember Neil sending us his picture of his Barnsley Baby.
It was gorgeous.
Yeah. So great in pots, containers. It's a lovely plant. Again, it's got kind of a natural look to it. It's not too formal. Great for pollinators. Flowers sort of June onwards, June, July, August. And it works out. I mean, I'm not being funny. If you're a club member, £4.25 a plant, 4.24 actually. And when you look, you've got to bear in mind, these are perennials, these are winter hardy. These will do this every single year for many, many years to come. And you could spend £4 on a summer bedding plant that does it for 1 year, then dies when it's frosty. These will flower every single year without fail. It's a great plant. I love Lavitera.
I love Lavitera as well. Elaine's sending me pictures of Acers, and Malcolm's just sent a picture of his Acers as well. Oh, Malcolm, yours looks amazing. Can we show it, please? It's on its side though, and I can't.
You can't.
I can't. You'd have to turn your head like this.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm not mirroring. Why am I not mirroring? I didn't change it. It wasn't me, Stu. There you go.
Get ready to do this.
Go. You have to do this because I can't change it around.
Oh.
Look! If I do that. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Look at that.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what I was talking about with the differences of the colours and how they work so well together.
Doesn't it? Looks great.
So pretty.
And that was a perfect spot by the looks of things. Nice sheltered corner against the fence.
Also, I've got to show Elaine's picture now because I've shown that one, so I have to show this one as well. That is beautiful. Is that the Orange Dream?
I was going to say, it looks like...
It looks like it might.
Could be.
Or it could be... Oh, it could be Jordan.
Oh,
You're
I think it's Jordan, yeah. Because it's a bit more...
I've got that one as well.
A bit more orange.
Oh,
but Elaine, beautiful. Thank you so much, Elaine. Beautiful.
OK, Margaret, we'll have a little look for you. Lobelia and the fuchsias is out of stock, so why are we selling them? I don't know, Margaret. Bear with us. We will see. We will have a little look. It might be that they have just run out of stock. They were in stock this morning when we started.
Because we've had orders confirmed.
So we will double-check that, Margaret, for you, and we will have a little look.
I will apologise. It has been busy this morning, so
yeah.
Apologies. So if you want Lobelia, compact varieties, this has been bred to grow about 75 centimetres maximum, that's height and width. You get all three. And a lot of gardeners do plant in threes. It just works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It really does. I think if you want a modern look, symmetry can also work, so pairs, but threes are going to give you that lovely natural look. And remember, they're going to flower every single year, all through the summer, and they are fully winter hardy. Sun is best for them. I think they'll tolerate a bit of shade, but they do flower the best in full sun. Right. We're going to move on now to...
Right, check out the size of these.
Begonia.
Check out the size of those.
They're big, aren't they?
I do love these. Actually, my mum wanted some of these. I might have to have a word with her.
They're really big, aren't they?
They are big, big, chunky plug plants. They've got loads and loads of flowers on them as well. Look at those. I love Begonia Sahara. Long flowering all summer long. Beautiful flowers on there. A lovely contrast with the foliage as well. You've got the greens, but you've also got the bronze-coloured foliage too. And it's a customer favourite every single year, and that's because it's so low maintenance. Sun, shade, wind, wet, hot, dry, they don't care. That's why people love begonias.
And it's another one that self-cleans. When we say that, it doesn't need deadheading. It just pumps out new flowers and the old ones fall off. So it's a very low maintenance. It's actually, you'll know if you ever see commercial displays, like roundabouts, for example, public areas, they often use this plant because it is so low maintenance. You know, it will tolerate such a wide variety of conditions, and it flowers all summer long until the first frost. I always think with this, you can actually tell, looking at the leaves, that it's really robust.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, it's got really thick, sort of like juicy leaves. I would imagine it stores a lot of water in its leaves, which is why it's drought tolerant. But anyway, great plant. And, hence the name Sahara.
Yeah, potentially.
But you are getting really big plants. I mean, they are ready to go straight in the ground in your containers. And I always think they look good on mass, but they're great ones to fill in gaps, particularly shady areas. If you've got those shrubs and things, you just want to fill in the gaps so you don't get weeds. Brilliant. But they love full sun as well. You are easy plants, aren't you?
Easy plants.
If only all plants were as easy as you, my life would be
much easier.
I'd have a lot more hours free, that's for sure. Right, and it is $16.99 for 24 of those as well. Right, moving on to Fuchsia now.
Yeah, the million stars,
This
the
is
pink
pretty,
carpet.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's so pretty. The pink carpet is absolutely amazing. Now, Stu's just saying, we did bring this to you a couple of weeks ago, and it just had the buds, and you could see the potential, the promise behind how many buds were on that plant. Now you can see what we're talking about. You've got so many flowers on this plant. Beautiful little pink flowers, so many of them, which is where the pink carpet comes from. It's a low-growing, sort of spreading plant here. So about 60 by 60 centimetres is what we're talking about this will reach. You get an abundance of these star-shaped blooms on there. Great for container gardeners. So you could plant this in, say, a 40-centimetre pot, and it will just tumble over the edge of that pot. Great for borders. That would look amazing at the front of a sunny or part shade border, in actual fact. And this is not a fussy plant, not fussy on soil types whatsoever. So all you're going to do is, after flowering, and it flowers in May and June, just give it a little prune back, just give it a little haircut. That'll keep the shape nice and compact and tidy, and then it'll encourage even more blooms to come for you the next year. It's Fuchsia, million stars, the pink carpet. It's 21.24 in the club.
Now, apologies, I was just finding you a picture of the next item, Bex.
Okay.
Yeah, from my mum's garden last year.
Because you grew it.
The Anagarlish, yes. You had a ding and a boom, and I found it. We're just going to move on. This is the next plant is one that I grew for the very first time last year, and I've actually got loads growing this year because I loved it. I really did.
You saying about how good it was.
I mean, both of us, we always what's nice, we both always try and grow new things every year, and between us we try and cover as much of the range, don't we?
We're trying.
We're trying, you know. So often if Bex was going something, I'll say, well, I won't grow that, I'll grow this. So I grew the Anagallis last year, never grown it before, and I have to say, it was absolutely stunning. And I think what surprised me was the colour. We're saying about how rare blue is as a colour, and this produces the most beautiful. So like, if you know your jewellery, it's like a sapphire come tanzanite blue. Absolutely beautiful. And they sort of trail and cascade, so they're great for the edge of a basket, the edge of a container. My mum's got, and you see a picture in a minute, but she's got a raised bed with railway sleepers, and we just put a few over that, and it looked amazing. Yeah. One of the things that did surprise me, it's one of those plants that, depending on the weather, it will sometimes close up. It was known years ago as a poor man's sort of like weather glass, because it sort of like senses changes in humidity. So sometimes if there's bad weather on the way, say if you're doing your barbecue and your Anagallis starts to close, you know.
Get the brolly out.
Get the brolly out, because the rain could be on its way. So it does close up in bad weather, and if bad weather's sort of on its way. But I just loved it. And it's the one that I've just sent you, Bex, from one of my mums.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You can see that it's just tumbling over the edge of that sleeper on the border there, just by the patio. But
do you see what I mean about the colour? It's amazing.
It's a real blue, isn't it? And then it's the centre, isn't it, where you've got that lovely sort of pinky purple tone in the centre. It really sets it off.
And it is classed, by the way, as like a tender perennial, so it may survive the winter if it's a mild winter, or if you live in the south. I dug a couple of mine up and kept them in the greenhouse, and they have survived. But we don't guarantee it, but they are classed as a tender perennial. But it's one that have you ever seen that in a garden centre, Bex?
No.
I haven't,
Although, to be fair, I have not stepped foot in a garden centre in over a year.
Have you not?
I haven't.
I only do because of my mum.
Not even for a coffee.
My mum loves a coffee and a cake.
I have not been in one.
Have you not?
No. It's a bit like a busman's holiday for me, isn't it? I'm going to go to the garden centre. I'm here talking about plants all the time.
The only thing I will say
is,
when you do go, it reminds you what great value we've got
I
here.
do need to.
Yeah,
I did say this the last time we talked about this. Like, I need to go to remind myself about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I live near a beautiful garden centre, but, you know, the prices are nothing like ours. They really are. Ours are amazing. They really are. But I would love you to try this. So if you are, you know, wanting something new, that is a really unusual coloured plant. And it reminds me, it grows, if you've ever grown Bacopa, it grows a little bit like Bacopa. So it's sort of like cascades, but it doesn't like fully trail. But I loved it, and I'm growing loads this year. I love it that much. I think last year I put it with some of the wrong. I grew it in the pub, and I put it with two. I did a bit of a mishmash colour-wise, and I think it looked really good with white.
Yeah.
Do you know? White and blue.
Definitely.
Yeah. But it's intense. Anyway, I love it, as you can probably tell. Right, what else we got? We've got our lavender next, haven't we? Our mini standard.
Yeah, the lovely
This is cute, isn't it?
The lavender mini standard. We call this a nuke. It's a French lavender that you've got here. I mean, this is just... whenever we talk about this, I always think, right, in a pot, on a little, you know, bistro table outside, where you're going to sit in the summer, drinking your cup of tea in the morning and your gin and tonic in the evening.
Well, early afternoon.
Once it gets to 4 o'clock, that's my rules. Then I'm allowed to crack open a beer.
I love it how we have these rules, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Rules are made to be broken, though.
To be broken, yes, Stu, absolutely. Just beautiful, though. This has been really carefully fashioned into that standard, and you can happily keep this in a pot as well. You get the lovely vivid purple blooms, and I particularly like this about the French lavender, because you've got like the little, almost like butterfly wings up at the top of French lavender. I always think
French lavender is a little bit more fancy and intricate, isn't it?
Yeah. It's got a bit of a fanciness to it, hasn't it? You've got the evergreen foliage on there. It turns a lovely silvery colour. They want a full sun position, free draining soil. They're drought tolerant. They don't need all of your attention at all, and they're really, really simple. Just a prune back after flowering, and that'll keep it in that nice compact shape.
Do you know, somebody said to me that, I can't grow lavender. I was like, Really? Because it's, it is easy, but it just needs exactly what Bex has said, full sun and well-drained soil. Do you know what I think people sometimes do? I think they overfeed it. It doesn't like being fed too much.
Yeah, they don't actually.
No.
Do you know what? I never feed my lavender.
Exactly.
I don't
I've
feed
never
lavender.
fed it once.
It's not necessary.
No.
It's not needed.
So it's adorable, is that one? And that would make a great centrepiece for a basket or a pot, wouldn't it? Probably a pot, actually. And only $16.99, a great gift, $16.99 if you're a club member. And if you're not a club member, then you can join our discount club today for just £10 on auto renewal. Right, we have now got the most stunning rhododendrons, or rhodies as we best call them, for you. You get all three. Now I'm going to say you get a mauve, you get a red, like a crimson red. You also get a pink, but the pink may vary. And we can't guarantee which pink you'll get, but there's no losers here. It'll be one of those two, okay?
Yeah, no losers at all.
No.
They're both beautiful.
But you will get three different ones. You get a crimson red, you'll get a lovely kind of a rare mauve, and you will get a pink as well. And these are Craig, who you don't get to see Craig. He's a bit camera shy.
He is camera shy. He will not be on camera.
No, but Craig gets all our plants for us. And he only ever brings us what you're going to receive. So I'm not being funny, but if there's loads of rhododendrons and one was twice the size, he wouldn't bring the one that was twice the size.
Exactly. He often comes in and he'll bring two in and goes, this is what most of them look like, and we'll have that conversation because we want to show you something that's very typical of what you would receive.
And I said to him when he brought these in this morning, I was like, hang on, Craig, are they all like that? Like covered in buds and flowers? And they honestly are. Yeah. So this is what you get. You get all three. I mean, it works out for club members about £8.50 a rhododendron with free delivery. £8.50.
£8.49, I reckon.
Hey, spot on.
Just to split hairs.
Yeah, no, well done. Well done. Yeah, you're right. £8.49. So,
I mean, look at the size of those. £8.49. And the thing is, right, talking about garden centres, if you walked into a garden centre and these will be right at the entrance because they're in bloom right now, and that's what they do, they would be charging, what would they charge for one of those?
I would say £20 would be a very reasonable price.
But because you're a club member and you're watching YGTV, £8, no postage. Use the code to get all of those discounts and savings.
I think if they were on offer at £15 each, that would be amazing.
And you'd buy it as well because it's in full bloom and it looks amazing.
And do you know, I went to the supermarket on the way home last night, and there were some flowers reduced. I could see the stickers from a distance. Like, oh, they've been reduced. And I went up to them and they reduced from £25 to $18.99. And I thought, I'm not paying £19 for flowers that I'm about to go over. So when you think of the value here, there's stunning, stunning flowers on every one of these rhododendrons. Just absolutely incredible. Instant impact. Maybe you've got a few barbecues planned for May and the next bank holiday. There is one thing you do need to know with a rhododendron: acid soil. 100% you need acid soil. And if you're thinking, Shaun, Bex, I've not got a clue what soil I've got, then buy some ericaceous compost. We've got it on the show. Grow these in pots and be very happy in pots, but they do need acid soil. And it's not one of those like, oh, I won't bother, I could get away with regular compost. You need it. They'll just go yellow and won't flower and potentially die if you don't give them their correct nutrients, which you always get in the ericaceous compost. Evergreen as well, of course.
Yeah, evergreen.
Lovely foliage.
And happy in a shady spot.
Yes.
They like to be in the shady spots. So a nice one for more tricky areas of the garden.
I mean, they're amazing.
They are amazing.
Aren't they?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm shopping in my head here. I am. I genuinely am.
He's making his own list.
I've got a massive list today.
Have you
right.
Stop boasting.
I'm buying loads more Geranium Roseanne. Yeah. I am thinking I'm going to buy the rhododendrons.
Yeah. Don't you want the Sunbelievable?
I want the Sunbelievable.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm going to buy a few of those actually.
You got some Barnsley. Oh, there's so many. And
no,
we've still got loads to show you.
I'm tempted with the red Bougainvillea.
Are you?
Yeah, from a tropical area. Right, we're going to move on though to our pair of Phoenix Canariensis, $24.98 for two of these 21-22 club members. This is one of your favourites actually, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I've got three of them.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
So, I have got three of them.
Yes, so you must like it.
I really like the idea of having that tropical area of the garden. Unfortunately, it's just a garden. I don't have room for separate sections, but
Not yet.
Not yet. I do like the idea of having something a bit more tropical in the garden, so you can feel like you're you're on holiday. You remember last year, I didn't get to go on holiday, did I?
No, well, you went camping. It was
I
a
went
disaster.
camping and it got...
The tent nearly blew
couldn't
away.
afford to go somewhere warm, so obviously...
The good thing is, Bex, you didn't come back bitter.
No, I didn't, did I? I didn't talk about it at all, did I?
Do you remember? Bex on a holiday, a lack of it.
I did have a bit of a tropical feel in my garden, and this is what it provides.
You are going to go on holiday this year, promise me. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully.
But, you know, not everyone... Sometimes it's not being able to afford a holiday. Sometimes it's like the journey, you know. You get to an age
can't be
sometimes...
bothered sometimes.
Airports
Especially with 2 kids.
They are a
Oof.
nightmare. I mean, you get to an airport with 2 kids. It's not easy. So, yes, if you want to create that tropical area, we have got the pair of Phoenix canariensis. And, strange enough, these do grow very nicely in the Canary Islands.
They do indeed. But they can grow very, very well here in the UK. They are, once they get established, they can cope with a little bit of frost. They can go down to sort of -5, -6, maybe a little bit lower as they get established. Now, I've got 3. I kept them outside all year. I did not protect them. They are still alive. They are still looking wonderful. All I did was move the pots closer to the house. Obviously, that's where I live, so you've got to base this on where you live. They're evergreen, they're beautiful, they're easy to look after, and they give you that tropical feel.
Yeah, and they... you know, for me, they are just a beautiful structure. You know, there's certain palms that can look a little bit messy, particularly after a harsh winter, but these have got a lovely structure. And I bet at night time, just as the sun's setting, these create beautiful shadows.
Definitely,
yeah.
love it.
But easy. In the UK, we say they go to what, about metre and a half in a pot. If you're in the south and in the ground, I mean, there's a huge one in the Isle of Wight, a massive one that's like metres high. But in general, they do keep nice and compact and relatively slow growing, so they're not going to invade. But I always think they look great in the centre of a pot, either with gravel around it or you might even want to do some summer bedding, but just over £10 each if you're a club member. That is 680006. Don't forget you can order on the phone lines 0844 502 0050, or the easiest way is, of course, on our website. So that's allws.yougarden.com. And one thing we haven't mentioned today, anything on the show that is classed as fully winter hardy has got a lifetime guarantee. Now, you know if it's fully winter hardy, it'll be like a little snowflake symbol on the next to the description, but we will replace any plant if it dies for, you know, even in 10 years' time. We do it, as long as it's fully winter hardy and all you pay is the postage.
So the rhododendrons would fall under that category, for example. We do have a question on the rhododendrons from Ali. So how big are pots for the rhododendrons? Ooh, now there's a good... Oh, how big are the pots, or how big should they go in? Okay, so, I mean, look, planted in the ground, these could get big. These could get to, you know, a few metres height and spread here.
But they are slow growing.
Slow growing. So I think initially I'd probably go for a 40 centimetre pot per plant.
I was going to say 30 to 40.
Yeah. You could go. Yeah, you could go into a 30 centimetre, and then you'd gradually go up as much as you want to. Then from that point onwards. Oh, Stu's going to throw some pots at us.
Good catch.
That pot was quite wet, Stu, for some reason. Did you get that spray?
No, you got it. I caught the pot. You got the water.
Thanks. Yeah. Like I said, I was wet. It's only rain.
So what's this one? This is a 30.
Yeah,
14 inch.
Oh no, do you know? I think that's perfect. 14 inches. Yeah.
So what's that? Just 14 inches, just over 30 centimetres, isn't it?
35.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's a large Durham. So that's 35 centimetres.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh well, hey.
We're here to help.
I said between 30 and 40. So that was 35 is perfect. Yeah. Now, do you know what? I'm glad we did that, because it shows you what a difference it makes when you just put a plant in a nice decorative pot.
Yeah, definitely.
Instant impact on those.
Elaine's asking about the Phoenix and could it go into a 50 litre? I think, yeah, you could, absolutely. I mean, 50 litre, you could probably get away with smaller, but if 50 litres is what you've got, then go for it.
But what I'd probably do, Elaine, is put some gravel around it.
Yeah, I'd definitely put some gravel around it.
Or put some bedding. Right, any more? I don't know where the time's going, Bex.
Oh, Reed says, please could you tell me what the paler coloured rhododendron is called? If I could guarantee that one, I'd buy all 3. It's just a... She's on that one. We can't guarantee it, I'm afraid.
It might be available separately.
Is
it?
511671.
Yeah,
Try 511671.
It's simply called hybrid pink. Hang on.
But they're both called hybrid pink.
I know. Is the other one?
Is that the same item number?
This is the trouble. It is.
It is the same item number. We cannot guarantee which one you're going to get, Ruth. I'm so sorry. So
really sorry. That is a bit annoying, isn't it?
It is annoying. Neil, I don't know if your request got sent to the show planners, but we will ask the question, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Purple Sun and the Equilegius, we will see what we can do.
Right, I just don't think we can do anything about that because they're the same number. No. Sorry. You got a 50-50 chance. Not that helps, sorry. That doesn't help you at all, does it?
All right, we're going back to favourites now, I believe. Yeah. So we're going to go and have a little look at...
See, I love all those, don't you?
Pretty Woman.
Yeah. Right, Pretty Woman. It's been such fun today.
It has, hasn't it?
Really
We've got the lovely skyscraper Pretty Woman, the bright white flower from this one.
And big. When we say skyscraper, these can grow to 2 metres or so. And it's not too late to plant them. Don't worry if they arrive and they're already shooting. Just plant them the same depth that it says on the packet. So I plant mine about 3 inches. And then you will get flowers this summer. And as the years progress, you'll get more and more. They'll get taller and taller. You can get 20, 30 flowers or so.
Gorgeous scent as well.
Yes!
Beautiful.
But I mean, postage is included, remember, if you use our code, YGTV 1925. Then we've got our Sunbelievable Bex.
Yeah, loads and loads of flowers from this. So that is a viewer result right there. Andrew, thank you so much for sending these pictures. That picture was taken in October. I mean, I don't need to tell you any more than that, do I? These are flowering right now. Loads of buds, constant flowers all the way through summer, and all they want is a sunny spot in your garden.
And the reason they keep producing those flowers, they are sterile, they don't produce seeds, so you're not going to get big seed heads, but you are going to get hundreds and hundreds of flowers. And Stu just reminded us that it's a pet safe one as well.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah. Awesome one.
Right, is this number 1 by a mile?
It's got to be by a mile, surely,
yeah. It is.
Geranium Roseanne, we've been waiting for this to come around. Actually, we've seen them on the nursery, haven't we, for the last sort of month or so, just growing on, and we've been excited to bring them in to the nursery, into the potting shed now, because you can see all that lovely foliage, but you can also see those flowers are starting to appear. Geranium Roseanne is the best. We love it. It is in our joint. It's our joint top number 1 plant. Is. Both Shaun and I have got it in our gardens. Our head gardener has this in his garden. Hopefully that tells you how good this is. Look at that lovely bee having a nice time there.
And you know what? It won Plant of the Centenary at Chelsea in 2013. So that's, in 100 years since Chelsea began, this won the award of being the best plant.
Yeah.
I mean, my word.
There's my lovely little accident there, planted with the erigeron growing through it. Love that. That is 1 plant right there. That's 1 geranium. And that was towards the end of the season, by the way.
And yours gets a fair amount of shade, am I right in saying that?
Yeah, that border doesn't get much sun at all. That's sort of, it's in shade most of the day. It gets late sun, so from about maybe 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. Right,
so what I'm going to say is, it's selling so quickly. And don't forget, there's a lot of people that just buy from our website. You appreciate... only a certain percentage watch the live stream. So I would grab that with both hands right now. You get 3 of them. You might even want to go for 6 because the price is amazing and they come back every single year without fail and they need very little attention. They just work so hard for very little. We weren't going to say it.
We heard the punchline there, didn't we?
Work so hard for very little. 480120 is your item number. And they're great in borders and pots as well, of course. And I promise you, they flower for 5-6 months of the year. So they normally start flowering about June, but June, July, August, September, October. And mine actually flowered in November last year until the first frost. They do die down completely in the winter, by the way, so don't panic. They go to sleep underground, disappear, and then come back bigger and stronger every single year. 480120. Right, what else we got for you? Oh yes, the Bougainvillea. It's on a trellis. It will need a bit of help, Bougainvillea, so it needs to get a bit of support. But my word, what an exotic beauty this is. And do you know what? Bougainvillea in the UK, it's quite rare to see, but the red is particularly rare, I'm going to say. It's been a long time since I've seen red Bougainvillea. You do need to protect it over the winter. So we say, down to low, so like plus temperatures, it will survive, but anything lower than 5 degrees, it is going to struggle. So you need to bring it in 680, 344. Then we have some lovely pictures of Acers. And if you want Acers in your garden, we've got a stunning collection. You get through, this is the Acer purpureum, which is that lovely kind of burgundy. Then you get the Orange Dream, the new growth that's got these stunning, stunning ambers and ochres and oranges. And you will also get the Butterfly in this collection, which is a lovely kind of pink and cream variety, 510 134. Then we've got the Barnsley Baby. Now this is a very special Laviteria. Now Laviteras are big and sprawling. They can grow to, you know, 1.5 meters or so, but these have been bred for smaller gardens and pots. So they only grow to about 75 by 75 centimeters. They flower sort of the end of June, July, August. They flower on new growth, so you don't have to worry about pruning them. You know, they'll always flower that year, even if you give them a good prune in springtime. And the pollinators love them as well. But they've got a lovely, they remind me a little bit the way they grow, a little bit like anemones, that sort of like gentle swaying look to them. They're lovely, they really are, and that is 510339. And you get all 3 of those in 9 centimetre pots. Then we saw our Marigold. Massive value on these. These are really big plug plants. You get all 24 of them. Lovely kind of oranges and yellows and really dense flowers. So, you know, you look at how many petals form each one of those flowers, and they work out just 64 pence. Now, these will flower all summer long till the first frost. They really, really love full sunshine. They do very well in full sunshine, and they're 401s, 349, 1528 is a club price. And do promise me, if you're not a club member, I know a lot of you are just finding YGTV, do promise us you'll become a club member. Then you'll save 15% on all of your plants, your compost and your pots as well. And then you will need, for all of these new plants, you will need our compost, and you can get these for $21.23 for 100 litres delivered free of charge as well. Now, our compost is the best. It's the one we use here at the nursery. You've got 50% composted wood fibre, you've got slow release fertiliser, you've got reduced quantities of light, dark peats in there. You've also got a wetting agent, so it rehydrates very quickly. It is just the best. And do you know what? It makes you a better gardener instantly. When you use our compost, you are pretty much bound to succeed with whatever you're growing. 100, 125 at £21.23. Then that little clip of film, taken in my greenhouse, you might recognise those arms, those big muscular arms, Bex. Okay. So you may have recognised my arms on my hands, my old gardener's hands, but I was also using the heavy-duty pots. And again, this is one of our absolute favourite products. It's something we both use every single time we garden. So first of all, I grow loads in these, from tomatoes to Christmas trees. I put the Christmas trees in there and just shove them to the side when it's not December, basically. But tomatoes, this is one tomato plant. I think it was I can't remember the variety actually, but there's one tomato plant in there. When you're doing lots of jobs in the garden, all your tools can go in there. Great for storage, of course, as well. And those handles make it really easy to move these around. That looks a mess. Our head gardener doesn't like that. And I don't blame you, Peter.
But it tells the story, and the story is that is a temporary home for that plant.
Absolutely.
That is what that bit of this video is all about. You know, these heavy-duty pots have so many uses. It's not just about making loads of pretty things in your garden. It is for those other things.
It is.
You know, where you don't know what you're doing with it. I'm going to put it in there for now. I'll find where it'll go later.
Do you know what? They are virtually indestructible.
Yeah.
And if you want them with free postage, 4 of them for $19.99. I'm going to promise you, best investment you'll ever make. And club members, if you say, I'm one of our 45,000 club members, $16.99 with free delivery. They're amazing, aren't they? Have you ever broken one?
Never.
No, I haven't.
No, never. No. I've broken those other plastic floppy ones, not these ones.
Right, questions?
Yes, we've got some questions. The newest one I can see, and I'm confused about this one, Pat. So Pat's saying, please can you tell me why all the leaves have recently fallen off my Nandina plant? The other one looks fine. Thank you, Pat Moorcroft. Now, Normally I'd say that it's neglect, but Pat, I'm sure you're not neglecting it because you've got 2 of them and one of them's okay. I would like to know if they're in pots or not, because sometimes something could maybe get into the pot. Like I had a load of red ants got into a pot of my Acer, and it completely decimated the root system and unfortunately killed that Acer. So I wonder whether there's something in the pots that might be doing it.
And the only time and it didn't die, but I lost all the leaves on one of my Nandinas. And actually, it was totally bone dry, and it had been for a few weeks.
But it came back, didn't it?
Yeah, and it came back because we haven't had a lot of rain, so it might have dried out. But I think one of those could be the reason.
It's difficult to say, isn't it? Because obviously we can't see it, and we'd probably have loads of questions back to you. But they shouldn't drop their leaves, so something has happened.
Can I just say that if you did buy it from YGTV, from YouGarden, from our website, if it has died, we will replace it for free. All you pay is a postage. So
but you might be amazed, actually, because like it happened with Shaun, sometimes there's and it comes back again.
Yeah.
So you might be surprised. Right, Gary says, I bought tons from YouGarden.
Thank you very much, Gary.
But maybe once a month you could do a fruit and veg special. Right, so, I mean, we like to put a few in, and we have done a few specials occasionally, but we do like to keep these shows as a little bit of something for everybody, rather than doing specialist shows, just because we have regulars that tune in and not everybody's into, all types of gardening. But Stu's just showing you here how you can find all of the grow your own items that we've got. We do sometimes do specials on TikTok, and we'll advertise those. So if you fancy joining us on TikTok, sometimes, yes, we might do specialist shows there, but we do tend to keep these a little bit more
mixed,
as a mixed show.
Yeah.
But thank you. We love the suggestions.
We do. I did mean to grow a bit more this year in terms of fruit and veg. I've got a few things, but it's still time.
There's still loads of time.
Yeah. Right, we haven't got loads of time
We've only got 4
on
minutes.
this show, though. Thank you. We've been really busy. Thank you to each and every one of you. But we're going to just quickly talk about this incredible wisteria called Amethyst Falls. Now, Bex, you bought this, is it 2 years ago now?
Yeah, I think it was 2023. Yes, and I planted it in May. Early May, so exactly at the same time. I got flowers in the first year, and I keep getting flowers every year. I'd love to show you my pictures, but we don't have time. We'll do it another time. I've actually got 2 of these. One I've had for even more years. I grow them both in pots with structures for them to climb up. Pollinators adore them, and the great thing with Amethyst Falls is that you do get flowers in the first year, and this one has got flowers on.
Yeah.
It's got buds on. There's so many out on the nursery that have got those buds, and it stays compact as well. So this is a much easier one to look at after than its like cousins.
And it often flowers, not always, but it often flowers twice as well.
I do get it. I get flowers that come out throughout the summer, so it's not just one flower. And it's a slightly later flowering wisteria as well, I've found. So a lot of wisteria are done.
And yours
Mine is still just budding up now.
But it's an incredible breed of wisteria. It comes from America, actually, and if you want it, $21.99. But so many pluses to that. More flowers, flowering the first year, and potentially repeat flowering. And it keeps more compact as well. Right, very quickly, we've got a lovely rose for you
yes,
now.
of course. We must talk about this. The easygoing rose from Harkness. A beautiful floribunda rose where you get continuous waves of these beautiful kind of yellowy golden tones. Fragrance is amazing. We describe it as a medium fragrance, but a really delicious fragrance from this one. Just a classic, I think.
Yeah, and bred by Harkness.
And bred by Harkness, of course, so
Harkness,
disease resistant.
I mean, my word, we haven't got time to tell you everything, but they've won 25 gold awards at Chelsea. They've been breeding roses since 1879, so 145 years, and they are just repeat flowering, disease resistant, gorgeous fragrance, everything you'd ever want from a rose.
Buds.
There
are buds up at the top of this plant. There's 2 you can see here. So this one is going to be flowering very, very soon. And of course they do continue to flower. Just deadhead them. They will keep coming back for you. And they're so easy. I used to avoid growing roses because I thought they were really tricky. There's a special way of pruning and they're just tricky. They are not. They're really tough.
They're only difficult if you buy badly bred roses.
Yes,
and Harkus,
true.
and Harkus are incredible. Right, we're nearly out of time. You can join us both on TikTok this afternoon.
Yep.
What time are we starting?
About 1 o'clock.
About 1 o'clock.
We'll grab some food and then change it all around in here.
Yeah, so just download the TikTok app, you'll see both of us. We will be talking a bit faster on TikTok, it's a little bit crazy, but it's still me and you, isn't it?
Yeah, it absolutely is.
But thanks to everyone, it's been lovely to
See
be
you
back.
on Sunday. Come back on Sunday.
Take care, and thanks for shopping with YouGarden.